Hello and welcome back. This is our last show of today, Tuesday, so we are going to start off with all things Hunkydory. We've just mixed it up a little bit. So yeah, we thought we'd come back nice and quick before everything completely disappears, because it's going fast. And then Jan will come in and do a couple of hours after Anne-Marie's gone home. So it also gives you a chance to get on home as well. Home, yes. I know, down that road. So yeah, we're very kind like that, aren't we? We are kind. So the first thing we're going to look at that's been so busy. Limited stock. Right, okay. Less than 10% of the stock left is our Christmas Wishes Designer Deco-large Ultimate Collection. That's a large word in itself, isn't it? Yeah. Now, if you want this, you're going to have to be quick. So this should be £50, buying a few pennies, but you're going to get it today for $39.97 or $57.95. Now, if you're a Platinum member, or remember, if this is the first time you've ever ordered from us, you'll get that Platinum price, £31.98 or $46.36.
Price is crazy, absolutely crazy.
Is it?
It is, because this part here on its own should be $29.99.
Yeah.
So I think you can get it all for an extra £2.
For £2, you're getting all of this.
It's insane.
I know.
Absolutely
we do
insane.
good deals here. We do good deals. Right. Oh, that says adorable scoreboard. No. I don't know. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. It's a cover. I'm getting confused. We've tied it up.
I know, it's very tidy.
It's because this is on adorable scoreboard, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see, I'm learning. Right. So what are you going to get in your Deco-large? And as Anne-Marie said, this is $29.99's worth of kit in its own right. And as I've already established, printed on the wonderful, adorable scoreboard is the Deco-large. So these are your mats and layers. So this is the base layer of your Deco-large, so you can see here. So you get in 2 of each of these on a sheet. You get in extra little tags, borders, extra pieces of card. You see that was an oval. This is that lovely tag shape. You get in your hexagons. This is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
You get in your sort of arch window, some more lovely tag shapes. You look at these, and there are so many gorgeous, but look at the colour, look at the richness of the colour. One thing I noticed about adorable scoreboard, I don't know, it's the way it holds the colour.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It just holds that colour. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. I've never seen adorable scoreboard look washed out.
No, it's super vibrant, isn't it? All the time.
All the time.
Really, like you said, really rich and deep.
Yeah. So many different shapes. You've got all the tags, the snips, you know, everything like that. So this is your base layer. So if you were doing decoupage, this is what would be numbered number 1. The base layer that goes down first and that you're going to build everything on. Now, if you wanted to, just use this. That's absolutely fine. You don't need to go any further if you don't want to. But if you did, what you do is you put this layer down and then you build up your decoupage with this sheet. So you're getting a couple of sheets of those, if I remember rightly. Yeah, one sheet like for each one. But again, if you want to use these independently, you can. I can see how you could actually build up extra images, have extra teddies on there. You know, you're going to be able to build these up. Look at the colours. That is a gorgeous lilac, isn't it?
It's now, so lit up, isn't it, that image?
It is. All of these are foiled, but we don't just have the top layer foiled. So if you want to stop, if you just want to add this layer on, you're still going to get the same level of foiling as if you put that layer on that one, on that one, on that one, and it goes all the way up. So they've foiled every single element so that you know if you just want to use 1 layer, 2 layers, you're going to get the same effect. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Your polar bear, all of those. So you've got them all here. Just skip through a few. Oh, these are all your decoupage pieces. Now, once you've got through your decoupage pieces, you're then going to need your base layers or your card bases, your card stock. And you can see this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, Anne-Marie was telling me that these are the same size as your decoupage elements. So if you do want to use these again, then you can.
You absolutely can. Maybe it's just a few little highlights like the hats and scarves there on the snowmen or something like that. You know, you don't have to put all the layers on there, just to bring a little something into the cardstock there for you as well.
Absolutely beautiful. Use snippets of it. Just you know, you could cut that, and you could have a nice sort of a DL style,
like
and then you've got all of this to go with something completely different if you wanted to.
That is just calling out for 2 cards, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Or like a fold back, scoring that skinny edge and doing that fold back. You've so much you can do with them.
I can see almost cutting that to make a fold back with there to have that over the edge. Again, this one we were saying, this is a
perfect,
I love this with all the little dogs
so
watching.
Sweet, isn't it? Watching Santa.
And then you've got your polar bears. You've got all of these. I mean, this on its own, if we said to you, you're getting this today, this is $29.99, you'd say brilliant value, excellent. And can you see it's so many different genres and colours.
So many different ages as well that we can appeal to with this. It's just fantastic.
Absolutely perfect. So that's your first bit. So that's your sort of Deco-large kit. Then you're going to get your Christmas wishes little book. So they're not so little. They're really not so little. 144 sheets, 24 designs, 6 of each one. So you can be quite happy to do your, create your own decoupage, do some triptychs, trim into these. And as you saw in the last show, Anne-Marie just used the edges of one of the ones from the animal one to use. If you just wanted to use these borders down the side, then you can. It's absolutely perfect. Portrait, and if I can find some, landscape as well. Now these are your Christmas wishes. So your Christmas is your theme, but you can see it again, it's going through lots of different styles, genres, colorways. Now that is a repeat of an image in there, completely different because it's on a different cardstock, different size. But you'll see some of the images have been picked out of your Deco-large, and then a lot of the images are completely new to that. So you're getting those. Oh, forgot to say, you're also getting your inspiration sheet. So you're getting lots and lots of hints, tips and ideas on there. And then the other element you're going to get is your luxury card inserts. So again, maybe we flip these, maybe, you're going to use all these as inserts, maybe you're going to use them as outserts. It's entirely up to you. Now, this is limited stock, last chance. This really is the last chance. Now, we're just down to a few, less than a dozen or so, and these will be gone. So if you want these, you're going to have to be really quick, and you're going to get all of that for that platinum price of £31.98 or $46.36. So that is phenomenal value. Now, earlier, I'm not going to go into it too much because it's not fair. Adorable scoreable, it's gone. So we can't do that. So if you want this, but I'm sure you've got cardstock that you can match it up with. So adorable scoreable's gone. Little books.
Yes.
Oh, these are limited stock as well. You're not going to have to take much home. Your car's going to be empty on the way home, isn't it?
Can have laughs.
That's what we like. That's what we come here for. They'll have us back on again if we do this again, won't they? Right, now, you're going to get 3 of the little books. Again, 144 sheets in each one, so that's going to give you your 432 pages in total. Now, this one is your snowy days, so your theme through here is everything snowy. So you've got cutesy, you've got traditional, you've got quite modern. It's, all like that one I just think is stunning artwork,
wonderful,
isn't it?
It's just
really
ideal for
beautiful.
this year with the Jubilee, isn't it, as well? It's just absolutely gorgeous. A whole array of just beautiful snowy scenes featured in here. Again, lots of different colours. We've got some of those traditional reds and greens with our Santas. I love that one's got that sort of purple, sort of lilac-y hint in there as well.
That, if you could get some sort of lovely terracotta cardstock, that looks
do a little bit of matting and layering with that. There's the swans that we saw back in the first show. We've got the fabulous fireworks. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is.
It is, isn't
so
it?
So sweet, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Great for kids as well in here. Real stunning imagery.
Now you're getting 6 of every single image. So you can use multiples, you can use them individually. And as Anne-Marie said earlier, if you made one card with each topper and sold them for £1 each or 5 for £4, something like that, you're going to make so much more money on these. Now this works out as if you're getting one of your little books for free. So this one is your Polar Friends. So all things Arctic.
Yes. Again, very very cute, but also quite sort of regal and majestic at the same time. It's really, really stunning artwork. The colours, I think, is what makes this particular book. It is just incredible. We've got all those really frosty sort of blues, but then we've got those sort of hints of pink and the lilacs and the greys.
That's going to look nice with some bronze or copper cardstock, isn't it?
Definitely. They made that sort of rose gold finish as well. Really, really beautiful. Really sort of standout artwork. You know, these are going to look so fabulous. You know, whether you do sell your cards, whether you're just gifting to sort of friends and family, they're really going to stand out. They're going to look fantastic. Absolutely
gorgeous. Some have got frames round, some have got borders round. You know, use them as you want.
So
super cute. I think there's quite a lot of, well, it's called the Friends, isn't it? Snowy Friend. But I think you've got quite a lot of relationships in there, haven't you?
Definitely.
Family feels, friends feel, like that, you know, that could be for two friends or mum and daughter, dad and son, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely beautiful. So that's your second book. So this third book is effectively the one you're getting for free, whichever way you want to look at it, Festive Gnomes. So we all know gnomes are so on trend. Again, landscape, portrait,
a little
different
bit of everything
ways.
in here, definitely.
The colours are nice in this. It's a really quite strong without being too dark colour palette.
Yes, definitely. Again, lots of different styles. You've got some sentiments in this one as well, so we do add those in where we can. Great for decoupage if you want to, but like you say, equally, just individual toppers, mat and layer them. They're going to look absolutely fantastic.
It certainly is. Absolutely
so
gorgeous.
I just love them. You can't not smile at them, can you?
You can't, you can't. Now, if you want all three of those books, you're going to have to be quick because they are limited stock. So they are $15.90. The platinum price is $15.98 or $23.19. That's making them £5.33 a book. Yeah. Right. So, have we got enough of this one, Johnny? Is there plenty of this one? We're good for this one, he says. We're good for... Oh, half the stock is gone. Yeah.
Compared to the rest.
Compared to the rest. You've got lots of demos on this one. This is our Deck the Halls. Now, this has got quite a lot of extra elements around on the show that you might want to get on this one.
It does. First of all, we've got our two bonus toppers in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots and lots of different tags on there. Lots of information, lots of sentiments as well. Absolutely gorgeous. If you've had any of our Forever Florals collections in the past, then this obviously follows a very similar feel. It's got that sort of rustic feel to it. Printed onto our Matte-tastic, so it's got that gorgeous matte finish, but still adorable scoreable. We can still score this, we can still fold it, it's not going to crack.
So does Matte-tastic take your inks well? Or
yes. So if you want to ink onto this, if you want to stamp onto this, you absolutely can do. Maybe you've got some stencils or masks you want to use and, you know, add a little bit of something extra. Then you absolutely can do. Really, really gorgeous. Sort of breaks down into 4 different sort of colourways. You've got that gorgeous sort of frosty, steely blue.
So you get your topper, your backing card, and then your printed card.
And then your printed cardstock as well.
Perfect.
And then we go to that beautiful green, which has got that, it's almost like a sagey green, isn't it?
Yes, it's really nice, isn't it?
It's lovely, featuring that fabulous mistletoe on there as well. So you're going to get all of your toppers. So you're going to get 5 toppers in total, 2 of each. And then 4 foil cardstock, 2 of each, and 4 printed cardstock, 2 of each. Then you're going to get all of your inserts. So you're going to get 36 of those, and these just match perfectly. They've got that beautiful sort of muted design on there that it just follows that design through from the front of the card, finishes it off perfectly, just adds a little touch of luxury, doesn't it? It really does. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Now you see the jars going through because we had, I don't know if we've got any of those left, we had the acetate jars earlier to show that, they've gone. They've gone. Okay.
They've gone.
Fair enough.
And then you're also going to get the fabulous square little book as well. So this has got 150 pages in rather than 144. But you can see absolutely gorgeous designs. It's super chunky as well when you see it on the side compared to the other ones. It's because it's that Matte-tastic, it just stacks up a little bit thicker than our regular adorable scoreable. Absolutely gorgeous quality. It really is.
Lovely
really
images.
Beautiful. Yeah, the images are gorgeous.
It's got a bit more of a modern twist to it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Great for fussy cutting. It's a really lovely way to sort of fussy cut out your designs and your layers if you want to on here as well.
I'm liking the square shape because I'm thinking I could go in with my circle dies a bit easier with these.
100%, yeah. definitely. Bring your dies in. It's going to give it such a different look just by cutting something out with one of your dies.
Or stamping your sentiments on there. Again, like you say, because it's in the Matte-tastic, they've left you the space to put your own sentiments like that one. That one's
it's
perfect.
Gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, really beautiful. Lots going on. Maybe you just want to be sort of tearing the background on here rather than cutting it and creating your layers like that. You can absolutely do that as well. Really, really beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. So all three of those combinations, so you've got the pad, you've got the little book and the inserts, and you're going to get all of those today, $29.97 or $42.99, or if it's platinum price, you're going to get $23.98 or $34.39, which is phenomenal value. But again, 50% gone already, so it is going to go quite soon. Now these we've sort of had a peek at these, and you've seen them once for a couple of minutes and half the stock has gone, and I'm not surprised, because I think it's because of that platinum price down there, £6.39 or $9.27. You are going to get, if I remember, 2,560 sentiments in there. They've got a Christmas theme to them, definitely. So I think there might be some that you can possibly pick out that aren't as Christmassy somewhere, but they are essentially Christmas. So you're going to get black background with white font. You're then going to get, if it comes down to it in a minute.
Look at all the relatives on there.
I know.
Wanted to point out all the different relatives.
Fiancé, daughter and son-in-law, dad,
amazing husband, all sorts of relatives featured on there. You're also going to get them in the whites, which would be lovely inked, you know, to match whatever project you're doing.
Because I just saw on there, Granny. Now that's what I used to call my dad's mum, but then my grandchildren call me Nana. So you've got them all, haven't you? Grandparents, granddads, father, mother-in-law, they're all there. Now those are going to colour up beautifully, so you can just add your own inks to those.
I love this one, this side. Your favourite child. So you could have some real fun with that one, but lots and lots of different words as well, and then you're going to get them in that sort of vintage distress look as well. So great for putting your own sentiments together. You know, they're just absolutely amazing, and the number of combinations you can do is just endless. It really is.
And they're very on-trend shape and design, aren't they? Get your guillotine out, cut them out, and away you go. So absolutely perfect. As we said, $6.39 or $9.27 if you're in the club. Right, now, Anne-Marie has very quickly and very kindly put together one of these cards to show you how the concept works. Now remember, this is a concept. You're crafters, you're very clever, you're very savvy, you're going to be able to change it around and get even more value for money. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the card base, pop it out and pop that in there. And then you're going to be able to build up the decoupage layers as well, and then pop on a sentiment. Now if that's all you want to do, that's how it can work, and that's the concept. But again, you're going to be able to make it completely different.
Definitely. And I just love the colours that we've got in here. You know, you've got really rich sort of Christmassy, wintry colours in here.
So it's adorable, scoreable again. It's what we were saying. The colours don't wash out, do they? They stay very, very vibrant.
Really beautiful swans. We've got the kingfisher, we've got the gorgeous owl.
I saw a kingfisher last week.
Did you?
We were canoeing down the river and it just kept scooping out in front of us. Because everyone says, oh, kingfishers zoom past you. This didn't. It was going round the canoe. It was amazing.
That's fabulous. Absolutely
The friend that was with had never seen one before, and he was like, that was amazing.
And then you're going to get all your inserts. You're going to get all your decoupage as well.
All the layers
All your layers are featured in there. Let me pop them all the right way around. Everything's higgledy-piggledy. And you are going to get your envelopes and you're going to get your instructions as well. So you're getting absolutely everything you need.
Absolutely perfect. So that's the delightful birds, and you're going to get that $14.99 or $21.74 unless you're a platinum member, and then it's going to pop down to $11.99 or $17.39. Now, if you like that concept and you think, I can work with that, I can make the cards as the concept does, but I can also say lots of different ways to use these, and I can make them go even further, then maybe you want to have a look at the delightful roses. So the concept is exactly the same. Card base, topper pops out. We're going to give you the insert and we're going to give you the decoupage layers as well. But I like this. I like the circles. I like the lattice all the way around.
This is calling out for your dies, isn't it? Your circular dies, getting in there, really changing this up, matting and layering it, using it for something else, making your cards look completely different. but still, you know, from the same sort of ingredients. You know, it's just amazing as crafters what we can do with something quite basic, you know, this is sort of how it comes, but then really make it something different.
Exactly. Right, everybody's loving these. So, Beth says she loves the polar bear. Mary Reno says, so beautiful, love the three kings. That looks like it's just lit up from behind, doesn't it?
It does.
Right, are you going to go and get ready? Which one are we doing first? Deco-large, right, Christmas wishes, limited stock, so be quick. Rose says, this collection is beautiful. I think that was when we were looking at the Deco-large. Or Roseanne says she's addicted to the little books. I know, I've still got a whole raft of those on my shelf. Lots of people saying hello. Mary Reno says, oh, I love that floral little book. Beth says, beautiful. Rhonda says, oh my God, the swan is lovely. And Mary Reno says the birds are beautiful. So many people joined us this afternoon. We've got Charlotte, Kimberly, Jessica, Mary, Roseanne, Violet, Bubble and Squeak, Barbara, Sylv, and Mary Pat 1000. So there's so many people just said hello. I'm sure there's a lot more of you watching as well. But please drop us a comment, and you never know, just like yesterday, dropped us a comment and then Sarah said one of her makes off to them. You never know what is going to happen. Now, limited stock. We have less than 10% of our stock remaining. If you want this, this is the Christmas Wishes Designer Deco-large Ultimate Collection. Everything on the show is on our shop the day paid. So go and have a look, because as things are selling out so fast, it's faster than we can keep up. You need to go and have a look and see which elements you want before you're disappointed. So the Deco-large, all about decoupage on a grander scale, without the grander price tag, I feel like I'm saying. You heard that from Anne-Marie. The kit itself is normally $29.99. If you're a Platinum member, you're getting the whole kit and caboodle for $31.98 or $46.36. So the value is phenomenal. And the amount of projects you're going to be able to make is it just makes them pence per project. So we'll have a go at making another project, I think.
Okay, so we're going to go with the sort of carolers at the front door, because I think it's such a gorgeous image. It always makes me think of Home Alone, this image.
Yes, I can
just
see
with
that.
The house,
yeah.
and it's so cool, isn't it? So we're going to start building this up, and I really love how this one comes together, because we sort of lose like the windows in the background. So as soon as we add this first layer, it instantly just looks incredible. So let's just take the foam pads off the back of here and just lining this up at the base there.
You could put some acetate between those two layers, couldn't you? That would look lovely.
Yeah, it already just looks so cool. And then we're just going to continue on adding our layers as we go. And you can really see this image come to life. It just looks absolutely amazing.
What I like about this decoupage is you don't need to do lots of shaping on the lower levels. It's just, you know, you can do some decoupage when it's sort of very floral and you've got to start shaping from the very beginning, and it takes a lot of time. Whereas this comes together so quickly.
It does. And, you know, everyone's different. Some people really like to do that shaping on every layer, but I quite like I don't know, I quite like it like this, where you can see all the individual layers. I just think it looks really cool.
I think I'd be tempted to lay these out, the layers in order, you know, numerical order, 1, 2, and then take all the odd numbers and then all the even numbers and make 2 projects out of it. Because you've got so many layers in there. I think you could quite easily get away with half the layers.
You could. Yeah, absolutely, you really could. Yeah, so alternating it, and maybe alternating it with the cardstock.
Yeah.
You know, so you're really, again, just bringing it all together, really making the most of absolutely everything.
Oh, is that a little sledge down in the corner?
Yeah, a little sledge. Let's just pop this garland up at the top as well. Just add that on there.
That's lovely.
It's just fabulous, isn't it? And this sleigh keeps on going. So we've got that one as well where we've lost the wall, and then we have this one here as well. Let me just add a little foam pad onto the back of here. Just go into our strips to just add this on. So it really does just sort of come to life. It's fantastic. No, it doesn't go there. Does it go this side? Oh, let's put this one on first. This is the only problem. Double check before you stick.
Yes. Yes, you've got it there.
And then we've got the sleigh to go on down here. I knew there was another layer over here. It's the sleigh. The sledge, that bit. And then we've got this final layer of the children there as well. So you can really see how they sort of step up.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful.
It makes you look like one's further towards the door, doesn't it? And
it is brilliant. And then we're going to add some of these tiny little details in. So the first one we're going to add in is the wreath on the door. So just going in with my smaller foam pads there to add that in. And then I'm going to go with, let's see what we've got. We've got this main bow at the top.
Wow, that is diddly, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Again, you know, there's lots of detail on here. It's up to you which elements you use, because then you've got the tiny little bows that go either side of here as well. The only other details that I'm actually going to add onto here are the hats. So I'm just going to pop that one on there first, and I'm just going to give that a little bit of a shape. Not too much, because it is only a tiny little detail, but you can just add that one on there. Just making sure, there we go. I was going to say there's another little hat on here. There's still all these little bits and pieces that I haven't pushed out yet that you can go for as well. So that, you know, it's really down to you how much or how little detail you want to pop into this. And some have loads and loads of detail like this. Some of them don't have as much. You know, some of the images are a little bit chunkier. Yeah. So they all vary.
They do. So much love for these. Lois says, I love Hunkydory. Sue Dixon, hello, more beautiful products. Julie Barlow says, little books are great for quick cards and notelets. Dawn says, oh, must have. Julie says, hello all, love Hunkydory and have all these collections. Well done. Wilma, I'm impressed. I ordered the Ultimate Collection along with the adorable scorable paper, set of 3 books, the Bird Collection and the Inspiration number 5 magazine. Yes, it is number 5, she said, I think. Yes, it is. Barbara says, Corrine, that is what I do, keeping odds and evens the same and end up with 2 toppers. So yeah, this is how you make it go further. And then because you can always use the cardstock as your first base layer, can't you?
You absolutely can, yeah, definitely. Okay, so just go into our cardstock now. So this actually sort of goes like this, and the image is down on this side on the A4 sheet. So we've just trimmed this down. We're going to go, I think I'm going to go with my bricks down at the bottom there. Let's have a look. We've got a sentiment as well, so we could maybe go like that actually. And then we also have this, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which I'm just going to pop along that edge there. So we don't see loads of it, but you know, again, it's just an extra little touch. So let's get all this stuck together.
It's got all the foiling on, so it just looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So using silver foil for this one, because obviously we've got that sort of beautiful snow scene going on outside. So that's why we've gone with silver. So I'm just going to add this little border first of all, then I can trim it to fit my cardstock before we mat and layer. So let's just get this bit on here first. So just lining it up so the red's sort of like at the edge of it. So because I don't want to lose that red bit, because I like that pop of the colour. So just trim off like that. And then we can pop this onto the silver. Now I've trimmed that to the right size.
Oh, it definitely makes it easier, doesn't
it? It does. I quite often forget and then put it on, and then I have to try and measure it or mark where to cut it, and it never goes quite right. So I'm quite pleased I've actually remembered to trim it off before matting and layering.
So much love for these collections. Absolutely, there's lots of comments. I think we've got everybody on tonight. The comments are whizzing through. It was a bit quieter earlier. Don't know whether that's because you were all busy concentrating on the craft along, but it's definitely a lot more people here this afternoon. Julie says she always uses Deco-large for family cards. Terry's also saying hello from Ohio. We've got Judy from Missouri. I think I said everybody else. So there's so many people here and absolutely loving the Hunkydory. Look at those foam pads. I mean, got foam pad envy. They're just amazing.
We do love the chunky foam pads. I'm going straight to Hobby Maker on Thursday, and I don't have very many with me. I think I'm going to have to call in the office tomorrow and grab some more, because I'm starting to get a little bit, makes me feel a bit funny when I don't have enough foam pads.
Well, it's been a strange week for you then this week, won't it? So Monday was bank holiday, Tuesday you're here, home tomorrow, Thursday Hobby Maker.
So back in the office on Friday.
You're going to grace them with your presents on Friday, are you?
Pardon?
You're going to grace them with your presents on Friday?
Oh, yes.
Make sure that they've done some work this week.
Yeah, I'll be there on Friday. I was only there Friday. Oh, no, I was more than there. I was there more than Friday last week. I can't remember, honestly. They all just start to go into one. And then we're going to add our insert onto the inside. So what I've done this time is, because we've got it's an 8x6 card, so it's
lovely.
just under A5, we can just go that whole image with the insert. So we're going to pop a little bit of tape this side and a little bit of tape that side. So we're going to take the back off first. Just make sure that's opening the right way. Just going up to the score line. Don't ever go over the score line, because you'll never get your card to fold over. And it will sort of crumple up a little bit. And then just take that tape off and close it. And then as you open that, it opens up that beautiful insert for you.
Yeah.
I love doing full inserts like that. It's not often I get to do that, because, like I say, 8x8 is my size. But it really does look fantastic on the inside.
That is such a beautiful, beautiful project. Do you know, one thing I noticed about Hunkydory is you don't go in always with a lot of bows, a lot of pearls, because you've got the detail in the imagery, haven't you?
Absolutely.
That is such a beautiful, beautiful project. So hopefully everybody is loving that. Now, if you want to make that and many, many more like that, then you need your Deco-large Ultimate Collection, $39.97. or $57.95. Well, maybe you don't want something quite as big as that, and maybe you want something that's sort of a little bit more, a bit more contained, a bit more, you know, sort of guiding you down the route of what you want to do. Well, maybe then you want the winter birds collection. So this is the sort of thing that you could be creating with your winter birds. So we're giving you the card blanks. You've got a space on the back to, you know, to put your stamp, your image, you know, your handmade by. And then you've got the element that pops out of the middle. We've got it here. You know, you've even got the gold that makes it look like it's been matted and layered. And then I'm just going to turn it that way so you can see all of, can you see those decoupage layers? Absolutely amazing. You're getting the insert, or this backing sheet as well. Now that's how you make them, you know, sort of true to form. But if you wanted to, if I can find them, you could be taking these card blanks and then you could be trimming these down and then just using them independently. So you've got 1, 2 projects. You've even got your third project if you just take these as well. So, you know, remember how they, you know, how you can really make this kit stretch. We're then going to give you, that was the wren, there we go, there's a little wren. And again, like I said, you could use that on project 1, 2, project 1, 2, project 1, 2. So you can split these as well if you wanted to, but we're going to give you all the decoupage elements as well. So you're getting that doubled up so that, you know, you can make the most. So you're getting 12 card blanks, but I'm seeing this going a lot further. $14.99 or $21.74, but at a platinum price, $11.99 or $17.39. That is a phenomenal price for this. And Anne-Marie is going to show us another project using this.
Yes, so we're going to use it a little bit differently. So rather than just sort of as it comes, we're going to chop it up.
That's how we like it.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going with the wren for this one. So obviously we're taking some of our brown adorable scorable, and we've got the card blank. I've already pushed the middle out, and we're just going to cut this in half. So I'm just going to pop this in my trimmer so that we can just cut that down the middle there. So we have those 2 sort of sections now. And what I was going to do, I'm just going to pop my trimmer there because I'm not sure whether I need to get some mirror card out too. Yeah, we do need a little bit of mirror in here. So on, we're using both of them on the card still, but we're just going to angle that sort of aperture one so it sits like that. So I'm going to grab a little bit of mirror just so that we can mat and layer this section here. So let's just bring our trimmer in. So it is just under, let me just do it that way, sort of 5 3/4 we'll go with. So let's just go with this. So we would go up to 1/8 an inch above that. 2 notches, we would call that. So 5 7/8. So let's have a look how that sits.
Right, while Anne-Marie is doing that, can I just show, we've just put at the bottom the details of the little books. There is literally a handful left. I told you they were limited stock. There's much less than 10 left now. So if you want those single figures for the 3 little books collection, so many people are saying that you've got them. I love this. Marta says, you're torturing people here. Too many beautiful must-haves and not a big enough bank account. There you go. But if you want these little books at that amazing price, as a platinum member, it's going to be less. It was about £15, wasn't it? £15 something. Yes, absolutely amazing value. So make sure you get those quick because they are about to sell out. I think that's going to be the next update I have for you.
Okay, so we're going to go in with the brown on our card blank. So this is a 7x7. So we're just going to completely cover the front here with that gorgeous chocolate brown. And then that is the piece that we've just mass and layered. And then we're going to go in with our other panel, but we're just going to obviously pop it on the diamond there. So again, it just adds a little bit of interest, something a little bit different. So we're going to really layer these up. We're going to really go for it, make it look super fancy. So taking our strips to layer this up first of all, and we'll get this on sort of straight, aligned like with the base card first of all.
So that was from the back of the card blank, yeah.
And then the front we're going to pop diagonally, but we are going to trim off obviously.
I was just about to say, how are you going to do that so that it still stands up?
We're going to trim them off.
You're going to trim them off.
So just going in with our foam just around the very edges, because obviously the corners are going to come off, and I also don't want them to stick to the base card there. So if we just sort of go in that central section along there, that will be absolutely fine. And we can layer this then onto here. You could probably do some kind of measuring here, but I'm just going to sort of do it by eye there. Yeah. And then we can turn that over and just trim off.
Oh, you're going to trim them all off?
I'm going to trim them all off, yeah.
Ah, I just thought you were going to trim the bottom one off.
No, we're going for all of them. I'm a Virgo, Corrine. Couldn't deal with that. So we've got that really lovely, completely different look as well to the original.
It really is, isn't it?
And then we can go in then with our wren. So I'm actually going to push the wren in so it sits flat to the back. So let's get a little bit of tape on there and get that sort of pushed inside, back inside the aperture there. You could do the other way, you could bring it right out.
Yeah.
You know, you could do something really fancy with acetate and make this the actual front of the card, the diamond, you know, there's so much you can do with these. It's one of those, once you get sort of playing and thinking about it, you'll come up with so many different ideas, you really will.
They could be the front for shaker cards with the elements at the back, couldn't they? Yeah. So many different ways.
Just going to go in and just push that back in there. Just make sure I have got that.
Do you ever use a wet glue? Or very rare. Do you ever use a wet glue?
Do you know what? I tend to just use double-sided tape. I think once you've found an adhesive that works for you, you tend to sort of stick with it, don't you?
I'm just watching you because I've not really stood and watched you craft that much before. I'm just watching you thinking, oh, I wonder if she ever actually uses.
No, I'm more about the tape. So just adding all these layers on.
That's a nice layer to show the house.
Just losing that bit of the house. And then the same with the wren. You know, for such a small sort of decoupage topper, you get actually quite a lot of layers.
Yes. Yeah, you think to yourself, how are they going to create even more and more layers?
Yeah, it is wonderful.
So question for you before you disappear. Please, Kathy says, please ask Anne-Marie from Hunkydory if she will bring the Christmas Blockbuster 2022 to Crafter's Companion.
We have had it here.
Have you?
Yeah, so Natalie brought it last time, but I think it sold out.
Right.
So I can certainly ask at this end if they'll have it back, because we do have it. We're back in a couple of weeks on the 15th of September.
Right.
So I can certainly see if we can get some back for them, because it has been on, but it did sell out. It was so busy.
There you go, Kathy. Maybe watch out on the 15th of September. We're not saying it definitely will be, but there's a possibility it might be here then. Perfect. Rose says, finger lift tape is the bomb for speedy coverage. And With another comment, I really like this card, as I have some other HD bird, Hunkydory bird cards that will work well with this idea, and that's from Jean.
You can totally mix and match, and once you've, you know, this kind of layout, you can use then with all sorts of cardstock. You could just do 2 matte and layer squares, you know, it doesn't have to be like fancy ones like this. You can do all sorts. It's just those layouts, those ideas, isn't it?
That's why with that Ultimate Collection, I love that sort of idea sheet that you get at the beginning, because it really sort of helps you, and not just for that collection, but for, you know, other collections as well.
It gives you lots of ideas for a number of different collections. So just going in with our little wing here. There we go. And then we've got these little bits of ivy as well that we're just going to add on. So with these, I quite like to just put my foam pad straight on the image, and then
when it's a smaller one,
just makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it? Like I was saying though, like how many elements of decoupage have we got here for such a small
with some of these ivy, you could actually use them to break the line, couldn't you, and come outside of the decoupage, break the circle.
Definitely.
That would look really pretty, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and you know, the bird there, that top layer of the bird, we could take off and just use as an embellishment elsewhere on the card as well, you know. There are just so many different things you can do. That's not a piece, is it? Is it? Is it? Is it a piece?
I don't know, I can't see.
No, I think it's just a piece that's come out.
Is it just a piece that's come out?
Just a piece that's come out. There's this piece. I was getting very confused then. I was like, where's this piece come from? This piece is going here. There really is so many layers. And then there's one final little piece which goes on the house, and it's just this little window here up at the top.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely loads on there. Then we've got our sentiment, our Let It Snow sentiment. So we'll just add this, and then we'll add our inserts to the inside as well. So I'm going to add our sentiment. I'm going to go up there. It's my go-to corner. And then obviously our insert is a little bit smaller because we've made the card bigger.
Yeah.
So we're going to pop this onto a little bit of gold mirror just to sort of frame that a little bit more, and obviously bring that gold onto the inside as well. And then pop this inside. You could bring a bit of your brown adorable scorbel in as well if you wanted to, but this, it looks quite nice just like this.
Lots of love for putting that frame on at an angle instead of just going with it regular square.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Lots of comments.
Doesn't it give it such a different look as well? So just pop your insert right in the middle there. You could put that on the angle as well if you wanted to. Put that on the diamond to sort of really bring that together. But it's fabulous, isn't it?
There you go. If you want to be making something, and do you know what? I don't think that is too Christmassy at all.
No, it's not, is it? No, if maybe you've got a winter birthday, absolutely fabulous for that as well.
Absolutely perfect. So if you want this, this is the Winter Delightful Birds, and it's a decoupage card kit. You've got everything to make 12 cards, but I'm sure you can take it a lot further. $14.99 or $21.74. If you're a Platinum member, it's working out at £1 per card, $11.99 or $17.39. So that is absolutely perfect. What we're looking at, Deck the Halls next, aren't we? I think we said that so long ago, I've forgotten. I've been sat here reading comments and watching what was going on and not paying enough attention. Right, this is our Deck the Halls collection. This is a lovely collection. So what you're going to get is you're going to get, first of all, as we were saying, you're going to get your inspiration sheet that's going to show you there. It also shows you all the other bits that you could be picking up that go with it as well, like the parchment, and so, you know, the little book that you're going to get, the dies. It doesn't even mention the ribbons on there, but we've got those here as well, so if you wanted those. So you're going to get your little tags. You're going to get 2 sheets of the tags, so those are a bit of a bonus. Oops, mine's starting to fall apart, because they've had a bit of manhandling today. And then after that, you're going to get these. Now, these come in sort of mini kits, if I can find, there's one. So you're going to get 2 sheets of the toppers. Now, you can use 1 topper, 2 toppers, or as many toppers as you like. Let me move that out of the way. There we go. Oops, as many toppers as you like on each project. but you've got plenty there. Then you're going to get your adorable scoreable foiled card, so that's going to be your card to go in the back. And then you're going to get your printed card as well. Look at the colours. It is absolutely beautiful colours. So that's the one kit in there, and then you're going to get, oops, a second kit. We've got that. Let me see if I've got, make sure I get that to the right place. Then you're going to get the third kit, and you're going to get the fourth kit as well. And so for each of those little mini kits within this, you're going to get the 3 elements, the toppers, the backing papers and the printed cardstock as well. We're also going to give you the inserts, so you're going to have the luxury inserts there, and some of these I can see you've been able to use them as outserts as well. Some beautiful, beautiful papers, muted colours, absolutely gorgeous. And then you're going to get your little book. So these are your square little book, so it's a little bit different, and it's a thicker cardstock, so it's more on your matte-tastic. So again, but you're still going to get 6 of each, but this time you're getting 150 pages because it's 25 different elements. But look at these images, and again you're going to recognise some of these images as coming through the kits, but then a lot of these images are going to be new again. But the colours are absolutely beautiful. They are such a beautiful, beautiful colour palette in here. So yes, you're going to get all of those for that amazing price today, $29.97 or $42.99, but your platinum price right down there, £23.98 or $34.39, which is amazing value for money. So yeah, so Anne-Marie is going to show us what you could make with all of this then, please.
We are. Do we still have the parchment?
Do we still have the parchment? We're just going to check. If we do, I can quickly show you what we've got.
I'm just using a little bit of it is all.
Right. Have we got the parchment?
Oh.
Limited, very limited.
It's fine,
if you do want it. Oh.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you're not going to get much. So you're going to get 4 of each, was it?
Yes.
4 of each design. So you're getting the holly. You're getting the holly. You're going to get the brown the brown with the poinsettias on. You're going to get the brown with the fir cones on. Oh, Anne-Marie sorted these out lovely for me. And you're going to get the gorgeous blues as well. We put a piece of white cardstock behind so that you can actually see. Now you're going to get all of those today for, down the bottom there, $9.99 or $14.49.
Okay, so we've just covered the front of our card blank with some of that gorgeous red cardstock, and then we've just taken the poinsettias there with the sort of wooden background, but I mean, just showing how different that can look if we put some white cardstock behind there as well. So, you know, do have a play around with different cardstocks in the back of them. Your mirror as well. Your mirror can really sort of illuminate the image. It looks completely different again. So really do have a play around with your parchment because it's wonderful, and at the back as well is much more muted, so if you want a bit more of a diffused look, then you can turn it over and use the back as well. So just like we did earlier, we are going to use double-sided tape on here because the print is quite heavy. You don't actually see that tape coming through as much as you would possibly think, but do always have a little test if you're unsure. You know, just check your cardstock that you're putting it onto and just make sure that it's not going to show up too much. So just popping that across there. And then I've got my topper, and I'm just going to snip this out because it's got like an inner frame in here as well. So you've got that outer frame, and then we've got a little inner frame as well. So I'm going to cut this out because I want to create a little bit of dimension with these. So I'm going to snip out.
Oh, it's got a double almost.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you say, like a double.
Sometimes they have even more in as well. It's hard to see when you're looking at the sheets. It's only really when you get it out and start playing with it that you notice, you know, how much there is in each and every topper.
So they're all die cut with little pips, but when you're doing something like that, it's easier to just go with your scissors rather than rip it, isn't it?
I don't want to damage either of the layers because I do want to use them all. So that's just a way of making sure that you're keeping it quite nice and neat there. So we are gonna put this onto some more cardstock. So we're going back onto this red because we are going to use that frame elsewhere. So I'm just going around with.
As soon as you did that, I'm seeing a gatefold where you put one circle on the other and then they interlock.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that with our frames and our toppers. Gives you such a lovely effect, doesn't it?
You could see it as soon as you sort of put them together. It was like, oh, I could see that.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need, isn't it? Just taking them out and having a look at them out of the sheet to see some different ideas. So I've purposely left some gaps in there because we're going to thread a little bit of ribbon through just to tie like a little knot around the frame as well. And then just going in to trim this out. So we still want to keep this red behind the topper, but I do want to use that inner frame as well. So let's bring this back in. So we can pop our image down at the bottom here. And these we quite like to, let me do it on my trimmer actually, because I do want to make sure it's sort of right in the middle. So let me just measure this. So it's about, I might have to do it in centimetres. It might be a bit more of a round. Yeah, it's about 9.5. So if we go to, let's just go about there and cut that in half. Then we can use these on the card like this as well. So we can sort of pop these to the sides and pop our topper in the middle, and it just, again, just gives us a bit of a different look.
Oh, that's nice.
Bit of a different feel.
Yes.
Just using your frames elsewhere. So let's get those stuck down. So I should have put all my tape on this in first before I cut it, and then we only had to do one run, but it's okay. So we're just going to go in with a super skinny tape for this one, just nice 3mm tape. It's perfect for these frames because we can sort of shape it and move it around that circular arch. It just makes it a little easier. So just going around. And
I'm so impressed that you do the finger lift tape for that.
Pardon?
I'm so impressed that you do finger lift tape for that.
It's just the right, just having an array of different thicknesses. And, you know, it's like with the foam pads, just having everything to hand, it just makes it a little bit easier.
It does.
So then add in this one on this side. So just kind of roughly matching those up. Whoops. Roughly, but not that rough. Let's try.
I was thinking how close it looked. I was quite.
My frame was, it was really off at the bottom. I got that one like lined up quite nicely, but that one at the bottom was really quite off. So then this can go on with a few foam pads. So again, just creating dimension. As always with paper, it's really easy for it to all look very flat.
Yeah.
So just making sure you've got lots of dimension, lots of layers, lots of foam, just makes it look completely different.
You say this was an 8x8 card?
7x7.
7x7.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to add my sentiment. I'm going to go up in the corner with this. And then we've got another couple of embellishments to add onto here as well. So let's get this up in the corner first. And then I've got some extra little toppers that we've just pushed out. Gone quite busy with this one. You get so many toppers in there, you know, I feel like we can.
I know what you mean by busy, but it doesn't look fussy.
No.
There's a difference, isn't there?
Definitely. So just adding a little foam pad onto that frame there just gives us that little bit of lift. And then we're gonna...
Do you know, without those half frames, it wouldn't have looked anything like it does.
No. It's crazy, isn't it, how it makes such a difference. And then we're going to add a little bit of ribbon. So remember when I said earlier that I was leaving a little a gap in the foam.
I'm impressed
here.
if you can do this. Oh, you're just doing it like that. Ah, I thought you were going to thread all the way through. I was about to be...
Don't be crazy.
If you like these ribbons, 60% of the ribbons have gone. 24 metres, if I'm sure I remember rightly.
Yeah, you are correct.
$9.99 or $14.49. So you've got 12 colours, so you get 2 metres of each of the ribbons. There's me saying, oh, you never use ribbons, and now you're using ribbons.
I know.
Just to show me, aren't you?
Just to prove a point.
Yeah.
So no, we're just going to add these onto here. They're in the bag. I didn't really know what I was going to do with them. I must have had a plan on Friday when I was prepping this. It's not gone to my plan at all, not in a bad way. Obviously, it's nice when things change and you end up with a little bit of a different look. So I'm not unhappy with how it's turned out at all.
But it's the best will in the world how you plan, and when you come to do it, you're in a different mood, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I did have, do you have the MDF shapes?
I do. I do. We
marvellous.
haven't mentioned these at
I'm gonna add
all
that on as
today.
well.
Oh, so these are your MDF shapes. I don't know if I know how many you're going to get in here.
It's approximately 60 in total, I think it is.
60. Yeah, 60. 10 large snowflakes, 20 small snowflakes, 10 large holly and 20 small holly. So there you go. 10 of each of the large and 20 of each of the small. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get all of those 60 for $9.99. It's
amazing,
or
isn't it?
$14.49. So that's going to be $7.99 if you're a platinum member. But it is, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. That is brilliant, brilliant value. And yeah, they just add that extra little touch
and because
for
they've
your
got
project.
that MDF finish, they kind of fit this feel so well. There we go.
That is gorgeous. I really, really like that one. That's just absolutely beautiful. So it just shows how that's one topper and a few little elements, isn't it? Really not very much at all. Right, now, we hopefully have just got quick time to go through the little books, because these are very, very limited stocks. So you're going to get the 3 festive books here, 432 pages in each in total, because you're going to get 144 pages in each one. So you've got your snowy days, you've got your polar friends, and you've also got your festive gnomes. If you want these are very, very limited stock. Your platinum price for these is $15.98 or $23.19. Just £5.33 per book. That's absolutely amazing. Loads of lovely comments, loving the stunning card. Oh, Jane Wilson said, I could watch Anne-Marie create for hours. Fascinating.
Thank you.
Natty says, was that a vellum layer on this card? Yes, there was a vellum layer.
The very first layer, is the parchment.
That card is amazing. Have fun with all the layers. I love the ribbon ideas. Amazing card, said Julie. Stunning, love it, says Jane Wilson. So lots and lots of love. Will you leave me your 2 cards as you pass out? That would be
3
cards.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot there was a third.
I will indeed.
There we go. Wow, we've been fast.
We have, haven't we?
We've been fast.
Super speedy.
Excellent. So those will all go towards demo of the show later. Do you say next back 15th?
15th of September. I think it's Natalie coming on the 15th, and then I'm back on the 30th of September.
There you go. 15th and then 30th. So if you are around, I might be up on the 30th. Or is that when I'm at Hobby Maker? I'm around sometime soon. I'll see you then. I'll see you then. Anyway, right. So if you want those festive books, very limited stock. I think they're going to sell out. Now, we're going to do a quick behind the scenes change, and I'm going to have to tidy up this table. We're going to come back with our inspirational magazine. John is looking despairingly at my table. He's not impressed. And we're going to come back and we're going to do our launch party straight after this break.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
The one that was really funny, Ben. You didn't.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
And hello and welcome back. I think they were a bit panicky in my ear because Jan and I were just having a chat, and I could hear her counting down. I knew we were going to be absolutely fine when those numbers came down, but I think they were a bit panicky. Right, we could hear them. We were fine.
We can do two things at once, Johnny. We're a female.
Oh, Jan's
John.
come back a little bit sassy.
John can do 102 things at once, bless him.
Oh, we're a bit sassy tonight. It's going to be a fun 2 hours. She's had 3 hours to sit there and she's...
I know, I've been thinking all these up in the break.
Poor Johnny. He was staying here with us tonight, and he is. Bless him. Right, so much love for our Hunkydory. Everybody's been buying lots of things, lots of messages from Christine, Mary, Jane. Absolutely perfect. So you're loving those. But Hunkydory is done now. If you last chance for some of those limited edition, make sure you're quick. Shop the day, they're there. But now it's all about, well, for the little while, all about our next Crafters Inspiration magazine. This is a brand new launch, brand new here today. I know a couple of you have already got it from HSN. So if you have, then hopefully our Jan is going to give you lots and lots of inspiration on things that you can do with this. So you've already seen her. She's over there. She's ready. She's had her break. She's had her tea. She might have had some chocolate, but I shouldn't say that.
I have had some chocolate.
She didn't share it with you, Johnny. She did not share that with you.
I've had to have some chocolate.
No, I had a flapjack, so I was all right. Right, so we digress. We don't go off on a tangent here. Right, so this is all about Crafters Inspiration Issue 5. Now you're going to get sentiment stamps, you're going to get stencils, you're going to get templates, you're going to get dies, and you're going to get a whole load of papers as well. So Jan, can you please talk us round this amazing magazine, please?
I am. I'm going to go through it again for the benefit of anybody that's joined us for this show. We did have a look through it if you were watching with us on Wake Up Call this morning. I'm just throwing everything about down here.
You're getting all inky fingers.
Right. I'm ready, yeah.
You're ready?
I've just touched the inks to get some inks out ready for the demo, and honestly, how did I get it on me when they're not even open? This is the question. I've still got blue ink on me. Right, we're good. So, issue number 5. So, I'll start at the top again for the benefit of anybody that isn't familiar with our magazines. If you're new to us, if you're new customers, first of all, welcome to the family. And next, just to explain a little bit about how these work. This is our own magazine. Crafters Inspiration is actually our own Crafters Companion magazine that we make here in-house. And it's absolutely crammed full of projects, full of inspiration, and not only that, there are actually free gifts in here as well, actually encompassed. It comes to you beautifully packaged. You can see there, it's almost like a book form. I'm just going to undo the little piece at the back, and this opens up then to reveal all the contents of goodness in there.
Can I just ask a question that's just come to me before I should get any further? The free gifts.
Yes.
They're not things left over from other releases?
Not at all.
They're all nice,
These have been designed specifically perfectly to work with everything else that's here.
Brilliant.
So with the papers that have been designed, with the projects, the team have worked with some of these products and actually created samples and inspiration for you in the magazine. So it's not oddments of bit that was left here and there.
You get that
It
so
is
often, don't you?
New, a brand new product. And this is Sarah's way of giving you sort of an introduction to Crafter's Companion. If you are new and you're just starting your journey in crafting, she often spends a lot of her marketing budget putting money into these free gifts so that you can sort of almost have a try before you commit kind of thing. So there's a little bit of everything. There's metal dies in there, there's stencils in there, there's rubber stamps in there, there's the paper and the topper collection in there for you to have a little play with and find out what your niche might be, what bit do you enjoy, for you then to look at further sort of collections of maybe dies or stamps or however you want to follow your journey. So the actual magazine itself, this is issue number 5, and I know a lot of you collect these. I know a lot of you will already have got issues 1 to 4, so you know exactly the format. If you are new to us and you're interested in this today, have a look on the website if you want to look back at any of the back issues. I'm not sure on the stock levels of the previous issues, but if we've got them, they will be on our website. So issue number 5, very, very Christmassy feel to it. And the design in this one, again, any of you that are familiar with the products, it's got a very much of a feel of the watercolour Christmas collection that Sarah brought out last year. So if you've got that in your stash, this will work in conjunction with it beautifully. When I show you the papers and the little characters and things that appear, you'll understand what I mean with it. So just to have a little flick through here, I'm not going to show you every single page because obviously that would take away the fun when it comes to your door. But you can see across the front there's inspiration already, and there's always a welcome from our Sarah inside, just to explain a little bit of what's happening, show you what's coming up in the book, and then you've got your contents page which goes through all the different designs. We've got lots of different designers that work in-house that contribute to the magazine. Some of the members of our design team contribute to the magazine, so lots and lots of people involved. So again, just to go through this first page here tells you exactly what you've got in your free gifts, and I'm going to go through those before we do anything else with the magazine. So the first part I'm going to show you is you've got a set all the way down here. It just shows you a little glimpse of them, of actual papers, and these are really nice quality. They don't have a coating on, which means that you can actually stamp or stencil over the top of these with some of the other freebies that I'm going to show you. But the first one is actually a topper sheet. So we've got lots of little sentiments incorporating those gorgeous little characters, little oddments on their own, and then you've got some of the animals, and you'll see, those of you that have got the watercolour Christmas, you'll see what I mean when you see the animals, how well these two will actually play together. And these are all die cut ready for you. They literally just pop out. I'm actually going to take the snowman out because I need him later on for one of the projects, and you can see there that you've just got that pop out facility. And then after that you've got a selection of, they're just slightly under A4, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, 10.5 by 8 1/4, so they're the same width as an A4 piece, just slightly shorter, about an inch shorter. All right, so we've got that all over snowmen. We've got that lovely foliage with the white background. I love the navy in there as well, with that conjunction with the white and that sort of turquoisey colour. And then you've got the pale turquoise with the all over. So those are sort of the all over prints. And then you've got snowflakes in there as well on that gorgeous turquoise. And then you've got some of the patterned ones. And again, very much that watercolour effect, as if you've been playing with the inks to make those inky backgrounds and then layered over the top of it. And like I said, these aren't coated. So if you wanted to do some stenciling over the top, or if you wanted to do, you know, a little bit of extra on here, decorate it with your sparkle pen, anything like that, that will work on top of the surface. Again, you've got those little animals with your background sky. I love this one. I think that's gorgeous. As I say, I can just imagine if you've got the stamp with Santa and his sleigh just sort of running across the top there, making that one into a feature. That's the little snowman. That's a smaller version that I've just popped out. You can see how they all correlate. I love that wood grain background with the foliage on. We've got another one there, and these are all different. There's no duplicates in here. That's a favourite as well, with that lovely sort of faux Hessian background. It just looks like fabric with the distressed edge on there. We've got the little snowman again. He features quite heavily through there. Just love these little characters, they're so cute.
They are
And
lovely,
again,
aren't
and
they?
then there's a little piece that I've cut into, which is like this one, but a much lighter turquoise on that one, which is what's left over from one of the demos that I've got planned. So that's all your papers, loads and loads of them there. And as if that's not enough, inside your magazine, there's actually at the bottom here, there's a link to our website where there's more downloadable content. So if you're in a position where you can actually download and print, then there is actually more content on the website. So you can just follow the address here, or if you just scan the code, it'll take you straight to the same part on the website. Then we've also got the rest of the gifts. So I've got an amazing template which will allow you to create the most gorgeous little treat bag. Now let me just grab this to show you him on. And you can see here we've got the bottom piece is actually the front of the little gift box, and then you cut part of it again. Now there is a project in the book that shows you how to make this. If you've actually checked out Wake Up Call this morning, I actually went through how to use this, how to start with the template onto the cardstock, and we made this little guy which has just got room inside for a nice little gift. Or I said if you pop some ribbon on the back of it, you could perhaps hang it on the Christmas tree with a gift in, pop some names on the back of them. There could be place settings with maybe some mints in for after a Christmas lunch or something like that. Lots of different ways of using it. But without the snowman face and the details for him, you can also see here we've got antlers, the headpiece there, the face with the nose, and it will make a reindeer one as well. So just change your white cardstock for craft cardstock, and again that's in the magazine for you. So that's the template there, all the little extras in that one. And then we've also got a stencil. So I'm going to use this one in our first demo. So again, sort of a stencil in two parts. The first part, we're going to use this part in my demo. Just that beautiful Merry Christmas is nice, and it's a nice size. We're going to use it as the focal point. And then you've got all your numbers here, and you might say, well, what do I need them for? But along in the magazine, this is one of the, I just think this is absolutely stunning. Absolutely. Just made up of 4 little, what I think we measured them at 1.5 inch boxes. All right, so these have just been cut out of card, stuck together to make the box, using a selection of the papers and even paper scraps. You know, you don't need to use a whole sheet for this. And then the stencil comes in here to use your inks and stencil all your different numbers on. So we've got all the way from 1 up to 24 there in the most amazing little advent calendar. And again, this is in the magazine. I'll show you the page with all the instructions of how to actually put this together if this is what you fancy doing. Now my little Toby's not got a handmade advent calendar. I really like this. This is something that I might actually have a go at and do for him. So that's using elements from the stencil. I'm going to leave that one out because I'm going to use that one. We've also
That's a really good idea, because my grandson's dairy intolerant, so trying to find him an advent calendar with dairy-free chocolate in is not easy.
No, but you can be in control of that.
Yeah, you can, can't you?
In our spare time, Corrine.
Oh yeah, we have loads of that. Loads of
that,
yeah. Nana Jan coming up for the second.
Oh, I know. Would you believe we've only got like 8 weeks to go?
I know.
I just don't know where that's gone. Yeah, it's due the 3rd week in October. So yeah, about 8 weeks' time, we should have another little grandson on the way. So
you're going to have even more spare time, aren't you?
Of course I am, yeah, of course I am.
To make that advent calendar. You better get that made next week,
Toby's just getting to an age now where he's starting to take an interest in what I'm doing, and he's like, he comes and sits on my knee, bless him, while I'm busy at the craft room in my office, as he calls it, in Nana's office, and he'll come. Can I sit? So he comes, I've got him sat on one knee while I'm trying to sort of use the mini or something. I'm very careful what I use, obviously, when he's in there, but he's fascinated. And give him a bit of scrap. If I've got a bit of scrap card left over, give him that. He thinks he's got the world, bless him. Look, Pops, look what Nanny gave me. And it can just be a little tiny piece of card. He's easy to please. Anyway, back to our products. We've got the most gorgeous snowflake border. I'm going to use this as well in conjunction with the stencil. 6 inches in height, and it behaves like an edgeable. So again, for those of you not familiar with that term, it's got a cutting edge around that detail, but this edge stays attached to your card. So this could either be sort of the edge of a card as you open it, it could go across the top, it could go across diagonally, lots of different ways, but this side will actually stay attached to your project. So we're going to use that one as well in the demo. And then finally, you have got a set of stamps as well. And again, not any old stamps. These are actually like a mix and match set. So you've got certain words in the larger sort of cursive font, and then you've got this lovely uppercase font, which I like this mix and match. I really do. So for example, you've got in the uppercase dashing through the, and then you've got the word snow to add to it. So again, mixing and matching. You could have, let's have a look, what else have we got? We've got Merry Christmas to you and yours. We could have yourself a merry little Christmas.
You could do winter wishes both in the cursive as
You've
well,
actually
couldn't
got,
you?
I was just about to say that, we've got winter here, which I did. I've used the winter wishes on one of mine.
Yeah.
But you've got those both in that cursive font, so you could actually do the whole word. Absolutely, really, really useful, I think,
Christmas
that one.
wishes, you could do in the whole big font as well, couldn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So yeah, really, really useful, I think, that one. It's one that will probably end up being kept out. I was saying earlier this morning, I normally tend to keep the components with the magazine together so that I know where they are. But I think that one's going to end up in my Christmas box, I really do. So just to have a little look at the magazine, as I say, I'm not going to show you everything, but I have got one or two of the samples that I can show you. That one is that beautiful advent calendar designed by Helen, and again she's given you everything that you need to do it with. She's given you all the instructions as to how to put it together, and it's very repetitive. Once you've made one of those little boxes, you're basically just repeating it 24 times, and then it just shows you how to actually put them together. And then again, we've got a selection. That's that beautiful stencil that we're going to use in this demo. You can see what I mean about it being big enough to be a focal point. We've got the little treat boxes. Now this is the alternative. I made the little snowman this morning, but make it in craft card with those other elements, and you've got your reindeer there. So again, really cute. And again, you've got all the details how to make these. Tells you what you need and how to go about it. And then let's have a little look. What have I got to show you? There's all sorts in here. There's some beautiful artwork. Nicole's part of our team, and her colouring is outstanding. If you're watching, Nix, I'm still in envy of your colouring. I really am. She's an absolute artist where colouring's concerned, and she's had a go on, you can see some of the stamps there, really beautiful. Sarah's got a section in here using her Dancing Dragonflies kit. We've got Reader's Make, so again, if you want to send any of your details to us, it shows you how to do that.
Somebody this morning commented, and I'm sorry I didn't get time to read it, went, oh, I've just seen my card in the magazine. So yeah,
absolutely.
You know, so it's not only in the magazine, it'll be as seen on TV too.
Yep. We've also got not just paper crafting, but soft crafting as well. So I'm just going to bring you this one up here. So we've got a gorgeous little bag here with the applique on, Christmas trees on, and again, shows you how to do this. So Jill's actually designed these, and you've got all the instructions. So if you're a soft crafter, there's things in there for you too. So again, it's got a little bit of, we've tried to cover as much as we can with crafts. And then I'm just going to flick, where's the one that I'm looking for? I've got this one. Yeah, I'm sure I've got that one. Did I pull that one out? I pulled a load of bit. Yeah, here we go, look. Yeah, here we go. Look, so the napkin wrap. Again, just using paper from that stash. You've got the little pop-out pieces with the sentiments, and then maybe just adding in, you know, one of your own nesting dies, a little bit of hessian on there. But again, all that details of how to make. And I think, if I remember, yeah, this is Caroline. Caroline's a member of our design team as well. So again, I'm just going to have another flick because I really like this section as well. Oh,
that's the wedding
So Marie,
stationery.
again, is a member of our team. She does an awful lot of work with the designing and the sample side of things. And again, she's done these beautiful, she's just sort of used it, picked a colour theme, taking, you know, maybe a sort of a guide from the paper in the background. That's that beautiful die. So that's that edgeable die there, you can see with the snowflakes in. And she's just used some glitter card on this, but kept the colour theme, incorporated some of the foam flowers. But we've got a whole section on here on winter weddings, and it goes into even more. I've just got the order of service and the table number here, but there's also, you know, sort of save the date. You've got the place cards, you've got the menu, you've got the thank you cards, all coordinated by using some of the elements from that kit. So if you've got a winter wedding planned and you're a crafter, this is an
that could be a Christmas party.
Yep.
With your table numbers, your invites, your everything, your menus. You could, you know, take it to Anything you
level,
want, yeah.
any level, yeah. And then in the back here, there's just a page right at the back. Some of the applique work, you saw that there was the little snowman's face and the Christmas trees and the stars here. It just suggests that you enlarge them all by 200%, but you've got those there to work with to create those designs, so that's there to help you as well. So much in there. You may have noticed very, very little advertising in there. It's jam-packed full of content. The only advertising that we do is to advertise some of our own products. So you've got a little bit about Crafters TV on the back there. In the front cover there was a little bit about some of our core tools, but again there's no pages full of adverts from other companies. It's just crammed full of ideas and inspiration and projects for you to have a go at. So yeah, so I think we're actually going to have a go, and I'm going to use that stencil in conjunction with the border die as well. So I'm just going to bring that to show you them on. So we're going to use these two. I'm not going to use the numbers. I'm going to use this Merry Christmas part of the stencil. And I'm actually going to make my background first just to stencil over the top of. So I've taken a couple of inks, and I just wanted to keep blue because I'd chosen this. I didn't actually show you this one because I'd taken the piece out, but this is one of the papers in there as well, which I've cut down to make my topper sheet from. So I'd just chosen a couple of our water reactive inks that played nicely with that one. So I've got Midnight and Baby Blue. So what we're going to do...
They're part of an ink bundle that we've got on the show as well today. So if you do like those, go and have a quick look and you will be able to find those as part of today's ink bundle. They are part... They actually,
I think you've
from,
got pigment inks on, haven't you?
They're and the opaques. Not the water reactive, but you can still blend with them.
Absolutely,
still blend with them. So
I just chose the water reactive ones because I wanted to do that. I'm going to use the water with them, that's all.
Yeah.
It will still work with the opaque pigment inks. They're just slightly more pastel. They're the same colour families, but they're a little bit more pastel. These are a bit more vivid a colour.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I've taken my craft sheet here. I've just cut my piece of card to size that I want to work on for my topper. And I'm just going to literally pop some ink. Now this light one's not easy to see on the craft mat, but you will see the effect when I pop it on the card. So what I want is sort of like a watercolour background to then stencil over the top of. So I've just got water in here. I'm just going to sort of make the ink start to react. And this is our smooth all-purpose card. And literally all I'm going to do is mop up that ink. You've seen me do this before, and this is, I love doing this. I love playing and just making these backgrounds. I said one of these days we'll do a show where we're actually starting to use the backgrounds, put something together, because we're constantly making them. And at a point where you're happy with what it looks like, just going to bring the old heat tool in. I have to use the heat tool now. When I've got producer Johnny in my ear, it's not the same if I don't use the heat tool for him.
Is that your heat tool then? Because I can't hear it.
It is my heat tool, and it is turned on, and it's my little beloved heat tool that's I think it's on its last legs.
It looks like you're pretending.
I'm not pretending. I've asked anybody to come and put their hand under it and see, and you'll realise that it's not.
Heat gun noises.
It doesn't get old. I have to do it. It sulks if I don't bring it now. It's like, oh. But by drying it, sets what we've done. And then I'm just going to pick up any of the ink that's left there, and you can see how it sort of layers over the top. Now what I was trying to create was a little bit of like a marbled effect on there as well with some of the darker ink. So again, this is all sort of like, you can very rarely create the same thing twice, but I didn't want a lot of the dark because I'm going to stencil in the dark one. So again, I'm just popping a little bit down, spritz it, and you can see how it all starts to behave on there, but I don't want those splodges in it. So just take something that you can run through it and mix. Oh, that's a funny noise on there. Yeah. But I just wanted to sort of mix it in. I don't want those blobs of dark ink just appearing out of nowhere. So there we go. And then we're going to mop again. So I'm just going to go a bit more lightly this time because I want to bring some of that darker ink and get that kind of marbling effect. And again, if you get a bit that you like, get that bit dried off so that it stays.
Yeah.
And again, just take the edge off it, because whenever it's wet, it will still continue to move around. So again, just take that piece off, and I'm going to go Again, honestly, they're easily amused, that's all I can say. Here we go, that's looking okay.
I think it's hysteria setting in. We've been going since 10 o'clock this morning. And we had Johnny and I and Charlotte, we were with Sarah.
It's chuckling away in my ear, it's like...
We had a really busy day yesterday. Today's been very busy too, but yeah, wow.
So again, just because I've got a few droplets left there, I'm just going to go over that one. That's it, get some speckles on it there. And it's like, no, step away from it, Jan, that'll do. And again, you know, I would normally at home actually keep going with this on another piece just so that I don't waste, but for the benefit of TV, we're going to have to get the cloth out and give it a wipe. So I need to make sure that that one's dry. And then I'm going to bring in my dark blue on my ink dauber there. Okay, trying to do two jobs at once there. Doesn't have to be bone dry, I just want it to be dry so that it's not got pools of water on it. And then again, I'm not actually going to put any more ink on at this moment because I have been using this, but I just want to come around the edges and bring that darker ink just to frame the edges there. And then we're going to use that midnight to go through the stencil and actually lay over the top of it. Okay, so again, we do need to make sure it's dry before we start stenciling so that those colours don't run. But that's my piece of background. That's exactly what I was wanting, that sort of watercolour marbled effect on there. So let's just move that one out of the way for a second. And then what I'm going to do is take this one to position. And I've just brought some sticky note to actually cover the numbers up because I don't want to get those on here. And what I'm going to do is just put a little tiny, I don't want a lot of this because I don't want it to damage the ink. But once I've got this in place, so I'm sort of looking either side to try and get it sort of fairly central and a similar distance top and bottom. And then I'm just going to tape that, just that little tiny bit at the top. And then we're going to take that midnight, and this time I am going to load up my applicator with that ink, that lovely dark navy ink, and then we're just going to push this carefully. Just bearing in mind that there are elements of this here. You can see, for example, here, there are elements of it that are sort of loose. So don't go berserk with it. I'm literally just going to push it through that stencil.
Oh wow, that is dark, isn't it?
It is lovely. I love this colour. So again, just push it through and make sure you've got that ink layered. It is absolutely gorgeous. So rather than swirling it round and catching some of those pieces,
I think you're going to get a much crisper finish doing it this way, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. You sometimes, if you're not too careful, you can actually get it go underneath the stencil. So just by working like that, straight over the top, and then I'm just building up those layers of ink because I want a really nice rich blue there. Move all those out of the way now. And then just very, very gently release that tape. And just have a look. That's absolutely stunning, isn't it?
That
See what I mean about
is.
it being a focal point?
Yeah.
And then as far as the stencil's concerned, you can pop them into water. All I tend to do with mine, this is as good as they get, is get rid of those bits off there. And because the ink's water reactive, it literally gets a spritz. This is where the old cloth comes in handy, look. Literally just clean that ink off. Just again, be mindful of where those little pieces of stencil are so that you don't damage them. And it's pretty much good to go again for next time.
Perfect.
So that I've got a lovely design on my my cloth as well now for free. Okay. So we've got that piece ready to go, and I'm going to back that onto just a piece of white. I want that white border around it. So we'll just grab the tape pen. That will be sufficient. And again, people always say, well, when I've heated my card, it sort of starts to warp. It will. I haven't found a card yet that doesn't warp when you apply heat to it, but you can manipulate it back into place. And if it is very, very warped, get your red line tape and actually put that on the back of it to secure it, and it will hold it down. This one's not too bad, so I'm just going to pop some of the double-sided tape on there just to secure that to that white mat. And then I've got some foam tape to raise this one slightly at the back again. So that's going to be my main focal point. And then I've also cut that gorgeous dye onto some white card again. And you can see there, again, if I bring you this one in to look at, you can see it better on there. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is just cut out of that same multi-purpose cardstock. There was a question last night when I was watching Debbie about whether we'd discontinued the stamping card, and it has just been rebranded as all multi-purpose cardstock. We've been saying for years and years, we've been talking to Leanne to say it does other things other than just being able to stamp on it. I make my card blanks from it. It die cuts beautifully. You can colour onto it with your alcohol markers. You can actually, like I've done the background on it here, so many different purposes that it's now actually become multi-purpose cardstock. And not only have we done it in A4, very, very exciting that it now comes in A3 as well. So, you wouldn't think you could get so excited about cardstock, but trust me, the A3 size means that you can make those bigger cards without having to, like this one, I've took 2 pieces of A4 and I've joined it in the middle here, so you can see it's actually got a piece where I've got the 2 sizes. But with the A3 you can do this all in one go. So all I've done is cut it out, and I've just popped some gems in the centre of the snowflakes there. So to pop this together, I've got my large card there, which is almost 8 inches square. My first matten layer is just a piece of the white cardstock matted with the paper from that lovely magazine. So any of the papers, I just chose the one. I wanted to work with those blues for this one. So again, use that double-sided tape pen. If you want to use the wet glue, I'd be going back into my all-purpose again. And I've just made that one to have a border. And I've inked the edges of that first mat with the same blue ink, just so that it stands out off the background card, because they're both white. I didn't want to introduce another colour into this one. And then what I was thinking is this is going to be my focal point up here. I'm going to have this bit underneath, and then I had a rummage through the stash and found some ribbon that was of a suitable colour, like so. So that's where we're heading.
Really pretty.
So once I've decided where that piece is going, I'm just going to run a bit of adhesive down the back of there. And just position that one at the top. I want to position that one to run parallel with it. I'm not too fussed that it's slightly wider because the ribbon is going to cover that over. I've stuck it down. Now, do you know, I'm terrible at this. I'm always giddy to get everything stuck down.
Oh, we all do it.
Actually, I want to put my ribbon
underneath.
So I'm just going to lift those 2 corners, because I'll see if I can get it enough just to tuck the ribbon under here, because I want to pop the ribbon over the top. So all I'm going to do is pop, oh, it would have been so much easier if I'd have done that first, but hey ho. I'm just going to pop a little bit to tuck that one under that side, like so. And then across here, and do the same with a little bit under that side. So if I just chop that one like so, and then sneak a little bit more in the corners, and
see,
nobody would be any the wiser, would they?
They wouldn't.
There's a way and means around most things. So we've got that on like so. And then, as I say, I've got a little bit of foam tape on here, which again we were talking about this morning. You know, I like to do the middle part to bridge it, but I only really need those edge pieces to stick. So I'm just going to take the liner off the top piece and the bottom piece there.
Yeah.
And then this one's going to go just above the ribbon and just eyeball that around. So it now looks as if this is an extension of my topper. And then just to accent that, I happen to have those snowflakes that I'd got out earlier. So I've just cut a couple of them and added the gems again. And we're just going to pop those in the middle. I'll just use a little bit of my wet glue there just to pop those and secure those. Big one at this side. And then the little one at the top there. So again, this is sort of not from the magazine. I just wanted to sort of bring in some extra designs for you as well. And like we've said many times, you know, if you want to take any of these designs and have a go at them, please feel free to do so. We don't have any copyright as such. All we ask is that you make something with the products that we give you.
Jan, you have a beautiful crafting style. You make such elegant projects.
Thank
they
you.
really, really are. They are so
I just think
pretty.
that navy and white is stunning, isn't it? And that was just taken. People often say to me, where do you get your inspiration from? But it was just the background paper there. I thought, right, I'll work with the blues. I like working in monochrome. And that's where it sort of developed from there. We've got the stencil from the kit, the papers from the kit, and that beautiful edgeable border there from the magazine kit.
Excellent. We've had so many lovely, lovely messages. Now, fantastic. Oh, Jane says, waiting to see your presentation. Susie on social saying, happy to see Sassy Nana Jan. That's a pretty dress. Do you know what? You've had so many comments today on your top. So many comments. They're loving your top today, Jan. Really
bit sort of, I think it's got a bit of a Kath Kidson vibe, hasn't it?
Yes.
But
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very warm.
Carol Black
just
says,
readjusted the fan down here because I'm very, very warm.
I'm starting, we're down
You've taken a layer off.
I've taken a layer off. we're down to a slip next. If it's still
the suntan, I look quite. Do you know? I thought I'd picked up a bit of colour while I was away, and then I looked at Corrine and thought, no, I'm still pale.
I do like to tan. Carol says she got her magazine a few days ago, made the snowman treat box. Lillian says the papers are gorgeous. Now, Sue Jemison said, is it possible to get back copies of these? So I've just had a quick look while Jan was doing her demo, and 1, 3 and 4, so not 2, 1, 3 and 4 are available on the website now. Just put in the word inspiration into the search bar and it will come up. You don't even need to put inspiration and magazine or anything like that. Put the word inspiration and you will find it. 1, 3 and 4. So I'm afraid 2's gone because I know we did a few deals on them recently, but have a look. They're definitely there. Christine Mahoney says, what a surprise, I have them all, love them. Well, I'm glad you do. Mary Pat 1000 excited for issue 5. Cheryl Kay says she loved the box you did earlier. She was watching but couldn't comment. She's obsessively making Christmas boxes and she's added that one to her list. Mary said, lovely papers, the colours are soft and cosy. I like this one. Barbara says, my grandson called my craft room Grandma's paper store.
Oh, bless.
Paper store.
Yeah.
And Mary Pat also says that Merry Christmas would be a lovely on a scrapbook layout. It really would,
yes,
wouldn't it?
Would.
Yeah.
And don't forget, because it's a stencil, you know, it's actually laid out like this, but mask over the bottom one, and you could actually do the Merry Christmas all in one line.
You could, couldn't
so
you?
So you could actually extend it. I'm just thinking scrapbook-wise, you might want to do it across. So yeah, just mask out that bottom piece with a little bit of masking tape, and then redo it. You could make it Merry Christmas
You
sort of elongated if you wished.
Yes. Yeah. Mary Rena says, what an adorable snowman bag from when you showed us earlier. Lynette says, I'm running out of money. Lots of smiley faces. Suzanne Dawn said, could you do this on watercolour paper as well? Yes, you could, of course you could.
Yes, you could. You could certainly do the background on the watercolour card. The only thing with the stenciling is you may not get quite as crisp an image because if it's our watercolour card,
textured.
It's slightly pitted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might not look quite as crisp on the edges, but nevertheless it would still look really, really pretty.
Yeah, Kathy says, looks like beautiful clouds. Jane says, oh, pretty. Lillian says, how does it not smudge? I'm convinced I would mess it up. I think you gave some tips. It's about just patting it down and not
Yeah, if you sort of go, sometimes I'll go round and round on a stencil depending on the layout of it. But with that one, as I say, with it having those little pieces of the stencil that were quite delicate, just pushing that ink through it rather than going round and round and not snagging them is a better way of getting that nice crisp finish on it. By going round and round, you're actually encouraging the ink to slide underneath the edge of the stencil. If you're really worried about that and you've got some of our stick and spray, which is the repositionable adhesive, spray the back of your stencil with this. Leave it for about 30 seconds for the
Propellant.
Propellant, that's the word I was looking for, thank you, to just evaporate, and then that becomes tacky on the back, and then you can actually stick that down completely, and that actually removes that need for being careful with those little loose pieces on the stencil.
Perfect. Rose says, are those microfiber towels you're using for cleanup? It was, wasn't it?
They certainly are, yes. I buy them in a pack of 3 from my local pound store. And you can see this one's getting very well loved now. I'm known for my dirty rags, honestly.
I was quite impressed it still had room to actually absorb any more ink.
Yeah, and then when it's done, you know, 3 for £1, you can't go wrong, can you? They do come to an end after a while, but I use it for everything. I use it for cleaning up the mats, I use it for cleaning the stamps, you name it.
Your hands,
it's just there for everything.
Sil says, I love watching Jan, she's mesmerised. 4 Holidays Design says, this is beautiful, I love the large designs. Lots and lots of a comment saying, love the card, Jan, fabulous card. Fred171 says, I'm such a Jan fan. There you
thank
go.
You.
Oh, Rena says, hi all, I didn't realise Jan was on today, or I would have put off the studying so I could watch her live. Love her demos and the way she teaches. There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Lily of the Valley says, would it be a good idea to use a sticky ink and emboss the sentiment or use glitter on it?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah, I mean, I've just kept that fairly
you?
simple, but yeah, absolutely. If you wanted to use an embossing ink or even one of the opaque inks, that would stay wet enough for long enough for you to pop a clear embossing powder. That would look stunning then to actually have this embossed. Alternatively, if I dare even mention it, I don't know whether I dare mention this, Corrine, without starting another riot, but if you were lucky enough to get the new collection yesterday, all right, then that had some beautiful glitter pastes in.
It did.
Can you just imagine running
the glitter paste is still
available?
available.
There was a blue one, wasn't there, as well? I need to get my hands on those because I love anything like that. You know my sort of mixed media background. So yeah, to just drag that through the stencil. And again, I would definitely be putting that repositionable adhesive on the back if I was going to use a wet product like the paste. So just spray the back of your stencil with this, as I say, leave it for about 30 seconds and then get it stuck down so that the paste can't accidentally creep underneath the stencil, and just keep it going one way with your palette knife. That would look stunning in that blue glitter paste. Or the light coloured one. There was a white one as well, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. Iridescent one. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, if you did get all of those bits or you bought all the other bits, then you're going to be looking for some storage. And we have got our stacker boxes. So these are in a different configuration to how you've seen them before. So these are your stash and stack multi-store boxes. So what they are is they are a lovely open box. So you're going to be able to get all of your A4 elements in there quite easily. You're going to get lots and lots in there. You can see a little bit of a sneaky peek of what we're going to have a sneak peek of in a few minutes. We've got a little bit of Gilding flakes on here. So yeah, that's given that away. So if you want these are the internal dimensions are 320mm by 235mm and 66mm deep. Never gone into that. So you won't get your 12 by 12s in there, but you will get your A4s in there, so just so that you can, or your letter size. And these will stack one on top of the other. They lock, so everything's not going to come out, and you're going to get, if I shut it properly, you're going to get plenty in there. So there's no dividers or anything, it's just a lovely open area. $7.99 or $12.99, but look at that, $6.39 each if you're a Platinum member, or $10.39 in the US. So that is amazing. Now, another thing you might want to pop into your stacker boxes to store would be your glue pens. So these are the glue pens that dry tacky to begin with. So if you're adding your glitter, maybe you're doing your Gilding flakes. We might have a look at using some of these with the Gilding flakes tomorrow. So you've got your ballpoint pen style application. You've got your chisel nib on the pen. I don't know, you can only just see that. There you go, your chisel nib, and you've got your bullet nib as well. And you can see the tips of the brushes there, or of the pens rather, they're all blue. So this ink will go on blue. Oh, it's on my fingers there. Go on blue, and then once it's dried a little bit, it goes really, really sticky, and that's when you'll be adding your glitter, your Gilding flakes, all the other
foil.
Foil,
the foil as well.
Yeah, your foils, however you want to do it. You can even put embossing powders on, can't you? I've heard. Yes, you can do your embossing powders with these if you wanted to. So you're going to get all 3 of these. Your platinum price for these is $7.99 or $10.36. So it's a really good one. Pop it in with the box and then you know where it is if you should want it. So, we've got a Halloween set. Let me grab this. Now, sneaky peek, I am doing a Halloween themed craft along later in the month. I've forgotten what day it's on, but it's later on the month. So if you do want to craft along with me to do the Halloween set, then maybe now is the time to be getting this, because our Halloween box sold out completely. So this is what we have got now for Halloween. So you've got your 6x6 papers. Oh, I love these. I've not had a chance to look in these yet. Aren't these fantastic? Lovely, lovely. Oh, wow, look at that. Double-sided, so really lovely designs. Oh, I'm going to have to come up with some good inspiration for this for Halloween. Oh, you're going to have to give me some ideas, Jan, later. And then you've got some of the elements that you might have seen previously in your Halloween box. So you've got 3 sets, and this you've got a die, you've got stamps, you've got some stencils, and again here you've got some different stencils, different dies, different stamps. So you're going to be able to stamp, die cut it out and then colour it however you want. And then your third one is all about your pumpkin, like your pumpkin snowman almost effect. So you've got him there stacking up, and you've got the stencils again, all the different faces. You can make some larger ones. You've also got the dies that's going to cut it out, as well as the stamps. And all of them, you get this bit here, which is, it's an embossing folder. I kept saying it was a stencil. Yes, you've got 6x4 embossing folder in each of those. So that is absolutely great, along with the paper pad. £34.96 or $45.80. So you are, you're going to be saving quite a bit if you are a platinum member, and that's dropping down to £27.97 or $36.64. So that's absolutely brilliant. So have you got that over there then, Jan?
I have. I was very excited when this landed, because I missed out on the box, and I am a big lover of Halloween, I must admit. And in the past, we've sort of shied away from doing Halloween. I know when I worked in the store at Chesterfield, we had customers constantly asking for Halloween stuff, and because it was just that one day, we didn't really get into it that much. So when I saw this that was coming up for launch, honestly, I just unbelievably excited, and then missed out on the actual box itself. But what we've done is we've got these are like little sets. It says there's a 7-piece craft kit. So I've taken the Haunted House one. Now the embossing folder is the same in each of these. So you get that lovely little 6x4 embossing folder, and it's got that lovely spider web detail on there. So if we just pop that behind it, you can see that. So that one's really going to come in handy for backgrounds and things like that. And then each one has got a different stencil. So you can see here we've got that gorgeous spooky tree. We've got lots of elements along the grass line, the little toadstools, the gravestone there. We've got the black cat. We've got the owl to pop in the tree, the little bats and everything. There's even a little bat upside down to hang from the tree if you so wish, using this as more of like a silhouette, which is what we're going to do with that on the demo. And then you've got a die element. So in this one there are 3 dies, and that's going to cut out your little spooky house. I've also cut out the little tombstone there, and you've also got the die to make the ghosty as well. There's a little ghosty there. So I was just using those 2 black ones, which I've cut out of black cardstock, and then I've just paper pieced the windows here with a little bit of glitter card, just so that it looks as if there's some lights on in the house there, because when you see what I'm going to do with the background, I didn't want to see the background through the windows. So those are a couple of embellishments ready to use. And then the 4th piece of it is the little stamp set, and this guy is really, really cute. We've got here his like little mouse Dracula. Absolutely gorgeous, with his cape on. He's got his little cauldron. He's even got his little vampire fangs, and it says, "You are spooktacular." Now I've mixed and matched again because I wanted the Happy Halloween sentiment that's in one of the other sets, and I will show you that later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that ink background again for this one. And again, I've taken some of the water reactive inks, and I'm just going to go with typical Halloween colours. So I've got the orange and the crushed velvet. You can see my very, very loved moon mask which again is just cut from a sticky note. And I do sort of carry on using them while they're going to hold up. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the orange in at the bottom. So I'll just load up that applicator. And then from the bottom here, I'm not too worried what this looks like because we're going to go and flick some water at it and all sorts of things. So just getting ink onto that card. This is that multi-purpose card again. So you can see now how it comes into its own and why it was necessary to sort of change the name on it, because it takes the ink beautifully. So again, I'm just going to be careful around that mask that I don't lift it, because I want that moon to stay nice and bright behind there. So just layering up that ink so that I get a really nice coverage. And it's just it's moving around beautifully. Sorry, Corrie?
It layers up beautifully,
It does.
it?
On that cardstock, absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to bring in the purple one, which is the crushed velvet, and we're going to do the top. So again, load up that applicator. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of paper towel, because if I put my fingers in here now, not only am I going to get orange fingers, but you will actually see the fingerprints in the ink. So again, we're just going to bring this one from the top. And again, be careful over the mask there so that it doesn't snag it. But the colours are gorgeous and they just work so well with this particular set.
They are true true Halloween colours, aren't they?
They are, yeah. That and then the lime green. I like the green in the Halloween stuff as well.
Makes you think of fancy dress Halloween tights.
Yes. So again, just layering it up. I'm not worried that there are sort of stroke marks in there from the applicator, because as I say, we're going to flick some water at it. And then where the two join, I'm just going to go back in with the orange one and just blend along that line there, so that it just takes away a little bit of the harshness of that edge. So again, once we remove the mask now, it's very, very bright now on there, and I don't want it to be quite as bright as that. So I'm just going to take what's left on the orange and just very lightly this time, just add that little bit of extra shaded, just to take some of the stark white off it.
Doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Sometimes the white can be a little bit harsh. And then I've got black here as well. And I actually want to bring the black around the edges now, just to draw it into that design. So again, this time, rather than being flat with my applicator, I'm going to keep it at an angle, because I just want to come in and actually bring it along those edges.
More on the edge than on the top.
Yeah, rather than sort of into the design. I just want to sort of frame it with the black, build it up a little bit in the corners, but I've got my applicator at an angle so that that round part here isn't going to make the marks on the card there. It's literally just sort of pushing it from that edge, and I'm going to bring that all the way round just to sort of frame it and draw your eye into that design. And then when we've done that, we're just going to flick. Because they're water reactive, they behave beautifully with that water. So again, we'll just give that a little bit of a clean. The old cloth's coming back in again. It does absolutely everything until it's had enough. And you can wash them, but I just think 3 for £1. They usually get laid to rest when it's had enough ink in it. So there we go. So all I'm going to do now then is I'm just going to take a little bit of the water onto my mat there. And I just want to grab a paintbrush out of my bag. I'll just grab a smaller one. Pick up some of that water and just give it a sort of a splatter. There's no sort of, I'm not trying to get it anywhere in particular, just wherever it lands. And the longer you leave this, the better it works. And what it does, you can see it starting to push the ink about. So you can see where that's working already before I've even blotted it. It's actually moving the ink to create those splatters. And then once
that's weird, isn't it? If you watch it, you can actually
physically see it moving, moving the ink about. Once you're happy with it, give it a blot. And you can see that we've got that beautiful design. And then I'm just going to give it a quick
blast with the
tool, just to make sure it's dry, because we're going to work over the top of this now. So what I want to do then is bring in that stencil, And I want to bring the tree in so that some of the branches come over into the moon, like so. So again, I think I've just thrown, did I throw my sticky note away and I need that. I'm going to pinch that for a second because I want to mask off those other pieces so that I don't get my ink on those. So again, I'm going to stick with that black water reactive ink. I'm going to load up that applicator again, and I'm going to use that same technique where we just push the ink. I'm just holding it in place where I want it, and I'm literally just going to push it. I sort of push and twist my applicator so that it grabs those bits, but it's not lifting them. So push and just a little twist on the end there, and you can see how it sort of gets that ink. And the more you push through, the more depth of colour you're going to get in there. So these are great for that building. If you like to build your own sort of scenes, which is what I like to do. You can see there, look at this now, coming along nicely.
That looks phenomenal.
Okay, and then I've just brought along a piece of scrap paper, which I'm just going to tear. Again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but what I want to do is ground, because this hasn't gone quite to the bottom here, I'm just going to ground it a little bit so that it doesn't look as if it's floating in midair. So again, I might do the purple actually, just that little bit across the bottom, just makes it look as if it's sort of landed rather than just be floating around. Or do it
even a millimetre or two, it's just going to look a little bit strange.
You can just see there. And then I thought what we do is create a hill for the house to be up on the hill. So wherever that's going to go, again, we'll sort of do, and I'm going to use that purple. So I'm coming off my card and just pushing it into the design. And you can see it just creates that little bit of it, and we can stand the house on the hill.
It's only a shadowy hill, yeah.
Yeah, rather than it be sort of landing and just floating around in the air. And then what I'm going to do, just to make it look a little bit more authentic, is we'll pop another one in at this side.
Do you know, I think that would have been so easy to have tried to gone in quite solid with that.
It doesn't need a lot, it's just a suggestion that there's something there. Okay. So again, we've got the little gravestone. I was going to pop this down here at the side of the tree. And then there's also some other elements on here. So we can have a look at some of these. I think maybe the little toadstools can go down in the corner. So again, just cover up the pieces that you don't need. And then I want the black in the black ink. And again, just push that one through. See again, just make sure that it's grounded. So we're just going to pop that back under here. And just make sure that it's got something underneath it so that it looks as if it's not floating. And then, shall we have the owl sitting in here on the tree, or shall we have the little batty bat hung? I like the bat. Yes, I think we'll do that. And this is where you can just get creative with it. So we've got that little tiny bat there that's actually hanging. I'm going to bring him hanging down over the moon so that it shows it off. And just be really careful not to go over the edge of my stencil.
You could use a finger dauber if you were a bit unsure.
You could actually. I've got those in my bag, to be honest, and I forgot all about those. But yeah, if you've got, I've just gone over slightly a little bit there. You can just see him hanging in there. And then there's also some of the ordinary bats, which I think if the house is going up here, we'll put a couple of those as if they're flying as well. So, you know, this is entirely up to you how you build up those designs. You've got the means to do it, and just showing you how to. And this is just using ink. Again, think about bringing in your pastes and things like that with this.
Did you say that's a water reactive ink?
This is the water reactive, yeah. You could do the same with your pigment inks. They're just not quite as vibrant, I find, the pigment ones. They're a little bit more pastel.
That's that actually is quite an intense black, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Lovely.
So again, I've just got a couple of little marks because I'm rushing that there, but you'd have more time to spend at home with it. And then we're going to pop those details on with a bit of glue. So all I did for this was just pop some double-sided tape over the back of here, and then popped I cut it again in the gold and just popped the little window pieces in. In fact, we could probably take the back off a couple of them, would actually allow me to stick it down, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Rather than
you've got
adding...
your adhesive there already, haven't you?
Yeah, rather than putting the glue on, that's already there, so we'll take those off. Don't need to do them all, and that's enough to stick that on the hill there. And then I will need a little bit on the back of my little headstone there. And then again, all I've done is made sort of almost like a DL style card for this to sit on. So I've got my card blank. Let's move that one out of the way. I've got a layer of black, and we're just going to pop this one on here. So again, I'm going to use that tape pen to pop those together. And this is just using one of the sets. I did dip into one of the others to get the, I wanted the Happy Halloween for the sentiment on it. So again, that one's going to line up on top of here. And then we're going to do the same. Again, if you want to add your foam tape to lift it, you could. I did think about, you know, this is how my brain works, is once you've got this done, actually running the whole thing so that you've got the spider web embossing folder over the top of the whole thing. So you could actually do that as well. That was sort of where I was thinking it was a possibility, but I'm just going to pop that on like so. And then I just stamped out from one of the other sets. This one had the You Are Spooktacular. One of the others has just simply got the Happy Halloween in there. So I've just stamped that out, popped it on a little bit of foam, and that's going to be my sentiment for that one. And we're going to pop that, I think I'm going to pop it over one of those little smudges that I've made just to cover up my little faux pas at the bottom there. So again, clear all the debris, and just using those inks again, you can see there, absolutely gorgeous. You know, build up whatever scene you fancy with them, just using the inks.
That is amazing. I don't know how we're going to do demo of the show and demo of the day. Wow. Just a quick couple of comments. Yeah. Julia says, hi, it's true. Jan is such a great craft teacher. We are blessed for her being part of Crafters Companion.
Oh, thank you.
That's nice. Rena says, those storage boxes are amazing. I may or may not have 20 of them, possibly more, but I'm not saying. Your secret is safe with us. What stays in craft, what goes on in craft stays on in craft.
It sure
don't
does.
have to worry about it. Mary says those Halloween kits are so cute. Thank you, Kathy. She says, I love your dress. Looks like a summer dress. Looks lovely. Thank you. Yes, I'm not quite ready to be done with summer. I only came back off my holiday on Thursday. Mary Lee Carroll says, hi everyone, I love this Halloween collection. I've been creating with it all morning. Well, hopefully we're giving you some more inspiration. Jane Wilson, Halloween boxes and these kits are awesome. Oh, we'll come to that one in a minute. Mary Lee says, haven't played with the stencils yet, so glad to see them demonstrated. Lots of wows and looks amazing. This is a compliment. It says, Gwenda says, this is amazing, Jan. I'm not a Halloween person, but this is a fantastic make. There you go, you're converting people.
That's very kind.
Bubble and Squeak says they're loving the tip about angling the applicator because she often gets the circular marks. Yep. Jean says, just pop back on. So glad to see Jan's demo. I really like this kit. Oh, where did that jump to? And I've just started playing with it. Spooktacular scene, says Mary Pat. Loving this Halloween demo, says Melanie. Bubble and Squeak, Jan, you're full of good advice. I hate it when the pad catches on bits of the stencil and lifts it. Loving the stencils and stamps. Such a creative play. This set's looking so rich. Great card, says Pat. Always love your demos and watch when you're on TV. I wish, Georgianne says, I wish my checkbook had free refills. There you go. Thank you, Pat, for saying she's glad I joined the Crafters Companion. So am I. For Holidays Design says, wow, that's amazing. And Brenda says, it's amazing what Jan can create. Lots more comments. Sorry if I haven't read them all out, but there's so much love. Lovely to see such there. Now, we're going to be doing something else. What are we going to be using? Oh, 'tis the season. I launched this back at the beginning of August. Really, really exciting, beautiful collection. I think this one is perfect for Jan because it's got the stamps. I can see her mixed media coming out in this one. So we'll have a quick break, let you check out whatever you wanted. Have you got your Crafters Inspiration magazine? Remember, this only launched today. If you have, get it checked out, come back 2 minutes and we'll be going on with our 'Tis the Season collection. So see you in a minute.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm the soft craft expert for Crafters Companion. I've always crafted. I think because my parents worked at Shepperton Studios, I grew up at Shepperton. They were always working, so my holidays and my weekends and my evenings were spent at the studios, and I just sort of sit around with the other artists, and they'd give me a bit of clay to play with or some fabric. So I was always making things, and there were a couple of children around the same sort of age, and we just used to make clothes for our Cindy dolls. I'm flighty with my crafts. I want to try everything, so I go all out and I decide tomorrow I'm going to be doing candle making, and I buy all the stuff and I make candles, and then I lose interest and I move on to the next thing. I want to be able to have a little go at all sorts of crafts, and I've always been like that ever since I was a small child, so I think I can turn my hand and give anything a go. My craft inspiration, I think a lot of that comes from the internet, looking online, being able to watch sort of artists producing bits and pieces, as well as sort of just general crafters. But a lot of my inspiration came from sort of my mum and my mum's friends, which were all sort of great designers and people that created all sorts of different things. The Crafters TV audience have been so kind to me. So when I first started, and I've not been here a huge amount of time, and I've done a little bit of presenting, I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made and when they've been inspired by the shows. I think that's great. My biggest achievement is when I put it on social media, I said that I was more proud of this than I was when I had my children. It was when I won a Demo of the Week. I was just absolutely gobsmacked that I'd won Demo of the Week. I don't often win Demo of the Day, so to win Demo of the Week, I was really, really super excited. Oh God, I can't give you the gossip because I promised that I wouldn't give any of the gossip away, but it is great. Lots of us stay overnight in a house here, which is brilliant because we all get to know each other on a real personal kind of level rather than just colleagues. So it's a really great atmosphere, and there's so much to learn from all of these people that I work with. So I feel really quite blessed to be part of this. It is a happy family, I have to be honest.
Isn't that lovely getting to know our Becky a little bit more? So what a lovely, lovely little VT. Now, as I said, we've come back to look at our 'Tis the Season. So this only launched at the beginning of this month, so it's not been out that long. Maybe you saw it then, maybe didn't, but how about having a look at this today? So this is absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to, now we've got a couple of offers on this. So we've got our collection. This is a special collection we've put together for the show. So you're going to get this for £59 or $74. If you don't want the collection, and I'm going to go through all the bits, if you spend £50, I think it was $65 on the individual elements, you can then save an extra 10%. So build up your own bundle if you want. So what are we going to get in this bundle? You're going to get the Festive Friend, which is lovely. This probably was one of my favourite elements in here. Perfect for paper piecing. I've seen it on acetate, I've seen it as hanging element. Really, really lovely little element. And you're going to see this robin sort of following through all of these. Now, there are 4. Have we still got all 4? Just checking that they've not yet. All 4 of the stamp and die sets. So you get the stamp for the image and the die that goes with it, and then a couple of sentiments that really work with that image. I love this one with the swags, with the fir cones. You've got the bell, you've got the mistletoe. Absolutely beautiful. So this is the wonderful time of the year. Then you've got the Christmas blessings. I did quite a few demos with this one. This is lovely. And look at this. You're going to get, are you going to go in with your alcohol pens? Are you going to go in with your watercolour, your aquarelle aqua pens. It's entirely up to you. You know, you're going to colour this however it works for you. Then we have our Heaven and Nature Sing. I think he's another robin. It looks like, but I suppose however you colour it, you could perhaps alter it how you wanted to. Now here we're going to get 2 dies, so not only does it cut the outside, but it cuts the aperture if that's what you want. Because they're separate, you've got those choice. And another couple of sentiments. And the 4th one of the Stampin' Dies is the Holiday Wishes with the gorgeous cardinal on there and the lantern and all that foliage. Again with the sentiments and again with the die. So you've got that there. Now, it wouldn't be Crafter's Companion if we didn't have an edgeable die. So this is our seasonal foliage border. I did a couple of demos with this sort of flipped one with a border down the middle. Looks really, really beautiful. Now we have 2 embossing folders. The first one I've got is the 3D embossing folder. As soon as you touch one of our 3D embossing folders, it feels different. It's chunkier. It feels more robust, because what it's going to do is it's going to emboss, and if you look on here, some bits are going to be raised, some bits are not going to be as proud. You're going to get lots of embossing there. The definition and dimension is absolutely beautiful. So that is our 3D embossing folder. It is the Flourishing Holly corner, absolutely gorgeous. And the other embossing folder, let's put it the right way up, is the Yuletide frame. And we had a look at a card earlier on this. So this is the one where not only have you got the embossing folder, but you've got the die included. So it's a cut and emboss. So you're going to cut all this, die cut the, emboss this and die cut this bit out of the middle. And to keep that robin going through, we have our Robin Redbreast. Now he really has been designed for paper piecing, absolutely perfect. And again, you've got that snowdrops running through. You'll have seen those in quite a lot of our elements. Now remember, this bundle, instead of being £74.93, so you're getting just about a £15, well, you are getting a £15 reduction, so instead of 74 is £59 or $74. Your platinum price is $47.20 or $59.20. But if that is a little bit too much, then buy the individuals. If you do get up to the £50, we're going to give you an extra 10% off, dropping that down to about £45. So, you know, you build the bundle that works for you, or take this lovely big bundle. What are you going to make for us, Jan, using this, please?
First time I came across this collection, and I must admit, it is beautiful. It's got a real vintage feel to it, I think, compared to the more contemporary looks of some of the newer, the other collections that we've done. So yeah, really, really nice. So I've just literally taken a couple of the elements for this first demo, and I've got that lovely edgeable with the foliage, and I couldn't resist that. And as you know, I am a stamper, so it had to be one of the stamps. So I chose the Holiday Wishes, and I've gone for that lovely little lantern there. So we've got...
That's the one with the cardinal, isn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
Now I'm not up on my bird, so my cardinal's looking a bit drab, because I've learnt since that they actually are red.
The red cardinals, yes.
Yes, well mine shed his red coat.
Okay.
And he's gone into hibernation mode, and he's just brown, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
I didn't realise he was supposed to be red.
This is the artistic licence of doing your own stamping.
Yes, yes. So what I've done is I've stamped that out onto some of the smooth cardstock. I've coloured it in with my alcohol markers, and if I just tilt it slightly, can you see?
Wow, yes.
I've just used our glossy highlights on the lantern.
How clever.
To create that sort of look that there is glass.
Yeah,
in the lantern
that
there.
really works, doesn't it?
So I've done that ahead of time because I needed that to dry, and I've just put it on the front and the little bit here at the side so that it looks as if it's actually got some glass inside the lantern. And then you've got sentiments in there as well, which we're going to use. May the holidays fill your home with joy. So again, I've got that one ready, and just punch that out with one of my punches that I've got at home. So we're going to use that one. And I've also used the die to cut this out. You can see that shaping there is perfect to cut around your stamp. And again, the age-old question as to whether you die cut or colour first is entirely up to you. Okay, I did actually colour and then put my die around it. It was really easy to match this up round the shape. There's plenty of space around this particular one. It's not too close to the edge of the design.
I've learned through the hard way. Now, something like that, I would probably die cut personally before I colour. Just because if you don't stick it down and it moves, moves, I know you said it's easy to line up, but if it moves by accident,
yeah, you've ruined your colouring. Yeah, so it is worthwhile thinking about that, I must admit. And what I've done is I've cut an extra blank panel, and I'll explain what I've done that one for when we get to making the card. So I want to pop this one through on a piece of green cardstock. I've already cut it a couple of times, but I wanted to mix. I've sort of got a vision of what I want this to look like with the foliage. And again, this is out of that scrap. I've got a big envelope full of all this. I keep all the textured cardstock as scrap. And again, just sort of had a rummage through there and picked it to go with the papers. Now, I think this one is from the Winter's Tale paper pad that we've got on the show.
That's Tale, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. You can see there we've got a couple of the pieces that we're going to use for the batting and layering, and I've sort of gone for something that toned with it. It's not exactly the same shade, but something that toned with it. Well, so what we're going to do then is pass that one through our die cutting machine.
We have the Winter's Tale and the Winter Solstice on the show, so if you want to have a look at those, go and have a look at those on the Shop the Day. If not, I will give you a flick through of those up in just a few minutes. We'll have a quick look at all of the gorgeous papers in both of those paper pads in a few minutes. There we go. That's so quick to cut those out, isn't it? Because, like you say, you've just used your junior plates.
Just the scraps. I've got those junior plates in again. We'll just make sure, we've got a nice cut on the back of there. So because it's an edgeable, it doesn't cut all the way across there. Because my piece of cardstock was slightly wider than the die, it's actually kept it lodged in the card. So again, if you wanted to sort of add this to an area where you wanted it to stay attached, and again, I'm just going to take that from the back there and lift it out, and you can see there, if I just snip those edges off, because I'm going to snip into this anyway, but you've got that beautiful sort of foliage there. Really is pretty. If I pop that on the white card or the white paper there, you can just see that lovely
so
edging.
pretty, isn't
it really is. So what I've done is I've cut one in craft card, I've cut one in the green, and I've now got one in the red, and we're going to snip into that and make like a, it's like I've got the visions of like a garland with all those pieces of foliage. So my actual base card, I like doing this. I like chopping the cards up. It's actually just under 7 inches square. And then I've taken a piece out of the middle, and we're actually going to put the acetate in the middle. But before we do that, I want to cut that die again into the top of here. So I just need to clean those pieces. Always make sure when you're using your dies that you've got rid of all the pieces that are stuck in your die, because otherwise it will affect how it cuts that second time round. So just make sure. And these are all being very stubborn because I need it to be clean.
There you go. Can I tell you, so lots of comments coming through. You've coloured a female cardinal.
Oh, there we go.
You knew all along, really, didn't you?
I knew all along. Thank you very much, guys. You made me feel better now, because I thought I'd done him an injustice. As I say, birds are not my... Well, I say not my forte. Obviously, I know which is a robin, and I know some of them, but...
There you go. Eve B says the females are browner, just like the males everywhere. They are really colourful, and the females not so much. Except for human species, women get to be pretty.
Oh,
there you go. Thank you. And we've got Renee commented, so did Anne as well.
There we go. I don't feel quite so bad now. I thought I'd done him an injustice, leaving it all brown.
You haven't. It's a lady.
It's a lady cardinal. There we go. Right, get rid of all those off there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this. I want this on the top of the card as well. So again, I'm just going to get some tape, and this time I'm going to tape it to this side because I know that it's going to cut this away. Okay, so again, I'm going to take it as close to the edge as I can get it, keeping it straight, and I'm going to tape it here and here. And again, I can still use those plates because I just need this piece to go through the machine there. I'm not too fussed about the rest of the card there. So again, I'm just going to pass that through to cut that into the front of the card. So we've got that design on the front of the card as well. And then I'm going to put the piece of acetate behind it. Oh, I've got my card at an angle there. We're okay. We salvaged it. So again, we should have got that one cut into there. I think might have got a little bit in the middle there that's not quite had enough pressure again.
I found that sometimes putting it side on.
Yeah, with the bigger plates, it does tend to work when you can put it vertically. But we'll get the idea. So right, take the tape off, Jan, it does help. It's getting late now, my brain's decided to go on strike.
I know. We normally finish by 8, we're going on till 9 today, it's a little bit later.
So again, just to lift this off. So we've got the waste element coming out nicely there. That's it. And then I want to take that bit away from my die. I think I've just got a little bit in the middle there where it wasn't quite, like you said, it's because the plates are sideways and not vertical. You get a better cut with something like that vertical. But again, we get the idea there. Just take the pieces out that will come out there.
There you go. Yeah, and if you're at all unsure, just put your metal shim in and cut onto that if you wanted to. So that'll work perfectly.
So again, just take all those little pieces that are stuck in there. And then I've got...
Oh, they're coming out.
I think there's just... Yeah, there's just the odd one or two there, but I can cover those up with the foliage. It is purely, like Corrine says, because it went through horizontally into the machine, it would have been better to have gone vertical, and if I'd have used the larger plates I could have done that. But you can see there we've got most of them out, and I'm going to build this up anyway with those other colours. So what I wanted was this one to fit. I'm not going to mess with those because I don't want to
it's not worth damaging what you've got, is it?
The design. So we'll leave that as it is. So this is actually going to be my card blank with this one at the bottom, and then I just need to take the film off there, and then I'm going to trap this piece in between like so. Okay,
perfect.
So we can pop a piece of the red line tape across here. I didn't do this ahead of time because I didn't know whereabouts it would need positioning for that top piece. So I'm going to make sure that I've got enough to stick behind there, and then that one's going to stick down. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is put my dotty tape pen on the back of all that foliage, just nice and gently in the same direction that that foliage is going.
Really, you know, you're not trying to dig through to Australia. You're
just really
gently
gentle.
Tap on the top, aren't you?
Yeah, and then line this up with the edges of the card. As I say, make sure I've got enough to stick that base piece on, and then close that one onto there and get that one stuck. So this is going to be the top section of the card. This is going to be the bottom section. So again, I'm just going to line that edge up here with the bottom of the card, and it's almost like deconstructing it and then popping it back together again. So that's actually my card blank there, like so. You can see that with the acetate just behind it. There we go. So what I'm going to do is pop the matte layer inside the back, and again flipping back to the double-sided tape, and I like to save my dotty tape pen for those die cuts. So if I'm just sticking matting and layering, straight back to that double-sided one. So this one's going to go in the back there like so, and then I've cut the other one the right size.
Really works as that paper pad. It feels
lovely.
The foliage feels in the right sort of configuration to match that.
It is. It's perfect with the die.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
You wouldn't believe they're completely different kits, would you?
I know. It just matches beautifully. So again, that one's going to go on the front. And then what I wanted to do was use these elements. I think I'm going to offset the...
Oh, that's nice.
The craft card one a wee bit, like so. Now then, do I want... Yeah, that looks okay like that. I think I'm just going to stick that one down as is. So again, just...
This is another one of those projects that's coming together as you
literally,
as you do it.
I have this vision in my mind of what I want it to look like. and then sort of just literally work through it as you're doing it. Again, bring that one across the top there. And then I'm just going to pop this one, but just offset it slightly. So I want to make sure that the top bit is straight, but it's just offset across that bottom one slightly.
It looks like the branches are dusted with snow.
Yes. And then my vision was to actually start and snip into some of these pieces. So again, you know, you can take them from the background. So again, we've got that lovely sort of mistletoe there. Just snipping it out from where it's attached to the other pieces. And I am rushing this again. You'd have much more time to do and spend at home. So and I want to just layer up the odd bit. I don't want to do the whole piece. I've just got this vision of it just sort of like having extra colours in there. So again, just where it's attached, just snipping it out. And then I'm going to do the same with the green as well and pop some of the green strands in it. So I think I'm going to go for the ones that's got the berries on in the red.
Yeah.
And then again, we'll have a look at some of those lovely. I'm going to take the whole top off that piece there. And just separate those ones out.
Stephanie says, lovely collection, nice to see your spin on it, Jan. Gets her crafty juices flowing. There we go.
I have these ideas and then think, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? You know, it's just have a go.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason to say that it's right or wrong. It's just I thought, I saw that foliage and thought, actually, I want to try and build it up to make it look more like a garland.
Mm-hmm. Once upon a time, there was some individual foliage pieces in this collection, which obviously have gone now. So in a way, you're showing how even if you don't, one die doesn't have to just do one purpose.
No.
You know, this is an edger die, but now it is a foliage die as well.
Yeah.
So you know, this is how you get your value for money.
A lot of my crafting involves looking at what else something can do, and I think that gives you even more reason to buy something if it's got more than one sort of use.
Yes.
So again, what I'm going to do with these now is I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue, and I'm not necessarily going to lay them over where they were.
Right,
I want to create that sort of effect as if it's coming from the middle now. So we're going to go with a couple of these pieces, and we're going to go with a couple at this side.
Makes it look very a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, and I'm only sticking them at the top. And as I say, you'd have much more time at home than what I'm doing here. Time disappears in this building.
It does.
It just so again, just adding those extra layers. Okay. And then this piece is going to go here at the bottom. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pop a little bit of the tape pen on the back of there. Or again, if you want to use the double-sided red line tape onto the acetate, you can. I think that's going to be strong enough to stick that one on here, like so. Just give it a really good press down. And then I've got my sentiment at the ready on some foam. That one's going to go on here. And then I've just cut, this is actually one of the bows I've got in my stash at home, and I think we do the bow dies. We launched a set of bow dies, and this is just going to cover where all those land at the top. So I'm going to pop a little bit of wet glue on that one so that it goes all the way across the top of where all those pieces are joined together.
And if you haven't got a bow die, then just tie
a ribbon bow would work. Yep. So this bit's just going to sit over the top so that it looks as if that's coming out from behind it there. Just going to hold that down for a second. And then I said to you that I'd cut a separate piece of this. And sometimes when we work like this, people don't like to see all the workings here at the back. So by cutting it again, you can actually just stick this on the inside. You could even put a whole panel across here if you wished. And again, cut the oval for the sentiment. And whatever you've done on the front, if you do it on the back, it covers up all that workings where you can see all the glue tape and things like that. But basically, that was my kind of vision. That's turned out okay.
That's lovely. That's
And we've
so
got that
pretty.
lovely coloured element from the stamp set there, that little bit of foliage at the top, and then incorporating the sentiment that comes with that particular stamp set.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure how to say this name. Leone. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know how you say that. She says, why is it when I work off the vision I have in my head, it comes out completely different and not something I like? I had the vision for my snowflake in the Winter's Sparkle collection, which was the same as Jan, but I put one on top of each other and they just merged. Now I know how to do it. Well, hopefully Jan's shown you a different way and you will be happy. Just trial and error. Don't stick stuff down.
Sometimes mine don't work.
No.
No.
Yeah, you just don't see our failures. We don't bring them to air. We just put them in the bin before we get here. There we go. Pat says the craft card is perfect. Love how you are layering up the different colours. Stephanie says foliage, cheap, fantastic. Amazing transformation, says Dana. Brenda says, oh, great thinking, Jan. Renee says, beautiful once again, Jan. Oh, and they're just coming through. Jan, that should be, it is beautiful, says Anastasia. So many comments that you're loving that. Right, what we're going to look at next, the paper pads. Right, now, if you were loving that project, you might want to pick up this. This is the Winter's Tale paper pad. So this is absolutely gorgeous. We've got Winter's Tale and Winter Solstice. So absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to show you these. So these are the most, I'm going to go that way. Let me go that way around. Right, gorgeous, double-sided. Sorry, Charlotte, I can't do it the other way. I have to come around. Now these are the most amazing double-sided. So Winter's Tale that we're looking at now is more your traditional Christmas. It's your blues, your greys, your greens, your purples. I think it adds a bit of pink, we'll come to that in a minute. But look at that. But again, you're going to be able to trim into these and you're going to be able to make 6x6 sheets. You're going to be able to get lots of elements. Look at these papers on the background as well. Oh, look. What was I saying? Cut out the corners. Somebody's had that one. I don't know who's had that. Look at this green. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So pretty. With the candy canes and the reds. Absolutely beautiful. All those foliage elements. And in here, oh, someone's really been at this pad. Wow. Just to show you how you can just use elements out of here. I love this sort of tealy green. You're going to have to make a decision about which side of this paper pad you are going to be using. So this is the Winter's Tale. They are all 12 by 12, 180 GSM, and they are 36 sheets of double-sided paper. That one might not have had 36 in, who knows. You can see all of the ones on the back. So $14.99, $19.95, or $11.99, $15.96 if you are a Platinum member. As well as Winter's Tale, we have Winter's Solstice. Now this is a very different one. So this one is more, Scandi.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more modern, this one,
bit more modern,
isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Very similar colour palette, the blues, the greys, the greens, the lilacs, absolutely gorgeous, but with a completely different design feel. Bit more of what I'd call a pattern rather than a picture. With some of the others, they were almost like a design, a picture, you know, the trees and everything. These are much more of a pattern, a repetitive type of pattern in here, but absolutely gorgeous. Again, you're going to be able to snip into these, but look at this, you're going to get the perfect matte layers on the back as well. And again, you're going to take this way outside of Christmas and winter. You're going to be using this. I love this purple one just on here. You're going to have to choose which one to use, which one to put on the back, or are you going to find a project where you can show the front and the back at the same time? Same price, $14.99, $19.95. I'm glad there wasn't a third one because that made my arm ache. Right. The other thing, and as somebody's already advised us, they've got more than 20 of these, so perhaps this is how you're going to store everything in your craft room. This is your Stack and Stash multi-store boxes. So 320 by 235 millimetres, 65 millimetres deep. So $7.99 or $12.99. But if you're a Platinum member, it's going to be £6.39 or $10.39 if you're in the US. Now, Storage is key. You need to be able to find what you have bought, and you also need to know it's going to be kept in good condition. You've got the handles on here. I can promise you this is really, really secure. It's not going to pop undone. You've got plenty of room in here. You're going to be able to keep collections in here. You're going to be able to keep tools in here, all your accessories. It's entirely up to you. It's quite deep. I've got a box of my Gilding flakes in here, and it's not bulging it at all. It's still sitting nice and flat. Pop it open and away you go, and then you've got all of that storage inside. Storage is absolutely key, and this might be the way to you doing it. And then obviously they're going to stack one on top of the other to keep them tidy. There we are. Should we have a quick peek at the Gilding flakes? Right, now, Gilding flakes. Tomorrow, I'm not going to wear a white dress. That's where I'm going to start, because we are launching our latest Gilding flakes. So I'm going to be doing this. So this is your, has it got a name for it? Just, I'm just going to see if it says, it is just called Christmas. There we go, just called Christmas. You've got Festive Red, Festive Green and Yuletide Gold in there. So you have got these 3 beautiful colours.
Gorgeous.
Well, that's annoying my OCD that they've put them in a different order that they've got the tubs in there. I'm going to have to change that around in there, because that's going to really annoy me. I'm going to have to change those boxes.
I get the red, amber, green on the sample, but yeah, the box should be the same.
the things we get annoyed about. But absolutely,
it's not just me.
Now, are you going to use your red liner tape? Are you going to use your glues? How are you going to adhere these? There's so many different ways. So you're going to get these. These are big pots. I think it's 50 mil in each of the pots. Yes, it is 50 mil in each of the pots.
It's going to go a long way, isn't it?
And they will go so far.
It's a bit like embossing powder, isn't it? It's like you think you're going to use a lot, but then when you take all the surplus off and it goes back in the pot, you've hardly used any at all.
Like, I always think of it as like a Nancy's cooking pot. Do you remember that story? It just keeps on coming and coming and coming. Stop, porridge pot, stop. Right, now, the other thing that we're going to be launching with this is the foam shapes. So you've got 33 shapes, 51 shapes. Oh, I haven't counted up how many of these altogether. 48, so that is 99. So that is 171, 174, 204. There you go.
Wow.
204
That's
of
pretty
the foam
impressive
shapes.
for 8:30 at night, Corrine.
What, adding that up?
My brain's not working at that level at this time of night.
There you go. There we go. So these are, I'll come back in the morning and we can double check that. So these are your foam shapes. So how these work, now you don't have to use these with your Gilding flakes. You can use them however you want. But what they are is they're like pre-cut foam shapes, so you just need to pop them straight out, and then you can put your, so it's like double-sided foam, adhesive foam, and then you can put your Gilding flakes straight onto the top. So you've got your snowflakes, you've got your angels and stars, you've got your Christmas presents. Now you see what these will do is you can build these up, so they're going to be so dimensional. You've got your holly, you've got your Christmas trees, and then you've got your baubles as well. We're going to show you lots of ways tomorrow to use these. We're going to get nice and messy with the Gilding flakes, and that launches tomorrow. So come back tomorrow morning, wake up call, and we'll do a couple of demos with that and see how far we can spread those Gilding flakes.
Turn the fan off.
You've turned,
make sure you turn the fan off.
I won't have the fan on, I promise. Right, so we're going to go right back to where we started, right back at this morning at 11 o'clock with our Crafters Inspiration issue 5. So this is the latest magazine. As we've already said, because we've been asked, all of the back issues except for issue 2 are available on our website if you want to go and have a look. People collect these, they keep them in their little wallets, and then you can stack and store them together, or take the bits out. It's entirely up to you. Jan's going to do us one more demo, hopefully to take us to the end, and then we're going to do demo of the show and demo of the day. Going to be a tough one. I thought I knew which one was going to win demo of the day, but now I'm not sure. We shall wait and see. It's not for me to decide, it's for you to decide. So, Jan, what are you going to make with this
so
one?
we're going to use elements from the magazine again, and I'm actually going to cut this border die because I know on the last one I'd already got it prepared. So what I've done is this is going to be the front section of my card. This is going to be the back. So again, it's sort of deconstructed. When we pop it together, we've got that sort of single Z fold. It will look like so you can see there, but I've just kept it separate while we've done the die cutting. So what I've done is I've just popped myself a little pencil line, and I want to pop this on the outside edge so that it cuts away. So this is actually going to be the fold back, and we're going to have that on the outside edge. So literally, I'm just going to line it up with my pencil line that I've popped in. Have about the same distance top and bottom because my card's slightly longer than the die itself. And then tape it down, and we're going to pass it through. And I've got the larger plates this time so that I can keep it upright. Anything will cut better through your Gemini long ways than it will horizontal. And that's just the nature of the physics with the pressure in the rollers, and that's why that little central point hadn't cut when I used the smaller plates for the foliage one that we've just done. So if you've got the opportunity to turn it this way, I always forget, I always think, oh, I'm safe with these, but then realise that they go through sideways, and that's where I sort of came a cropper. So yeah.
Well, if you think about it, the roller's on the die for longer, isn't it? The roller's on the die all the way down the length, whereas when it goes across the other way, it's
you've got less cutting points. Yeah. So I've literally just grabbed those larger plates this time because I don't want to spend an age just popping out all the pieces there. If we get it cut properly, those pieces should just fall out. So this is going to stay attached to my card, and then I'm going to stick it to the card blank so that we've got that nice fold back element on the front of the card. There we go. So again, take those out of the way, pop those under there for a minute, and this time we should have got, yeah, absolutely perfect. You can see the difference there straight away. So again, if we take the tape off, and I've put the tape on the edges that are going to be cut away, so I'm not too worried if it snags the card there, because this is actually going to be the waste element. Take that one off, and again turn it over and just release your cardstock from.
You can see straight away how well that's cut.
You can see the difference in it, can't you? The fact that it's cut out there beautifully. So again, all I'm going to do then is take my little snips and just snip in to where the die finished to create that edge on my card. So that's traditionally how your edgeables work. So you can see there now, this bit's going to stick inside here, and that's my fold back element.
Perfect.
For the front of the card there. Okay.
Definitely makes it easier for getting it through the machine. I mean, you might have a card, what was that, about 7-inch card?
This one I think is just under 7, yeah, if I remember right.
So you might have a 7-inch card blank, but then you're going to have the trouble of trying to get it to cut so well.
So again, all I'm going to do is stick that piece now to create my card blank, and I'm just going to put that one on the edge there, and then give that a nice press. So you can see now we've got that sort of traditional Z fold just a single Z on there. All right, and then I've done some mats and layers. I've used some papers. I said to you that I'd cut into one of the papers, and this is one of them that I used.
That's
and again, that gorgeous, it's just as if it's been done on watercolour, and they've even, I suspect it has been done on watercolour and then photographed, because you've even got the texture
of the cardstock.
We talked about the watercolour card being slightly pitted, and you can see that in the background of the design. It's stunning, honestly, it really is. So again, this one's going to go inside the card, just using that tape pen again. And then I've got a strip to go along the front alongside that die cut, and I want that bit to be visual there with all the foliage on, so we're going to put that on the outside there, and then I've cut a strip to go on here to match. Okay, so do I want that way? I think it actually looks better that way, doesn't it? Yeah, with the berries at the top, I think.
I think you've got the leaves going in the same direction on both. That's what makes it work.
Yeah, because this was actually cut from the edge of here. No, tell a lie, it was cut from the opposite side. It had the foliage down either side, yeah. So this one's going to go, and just make sure that I've got that lined up top and bottom there. And then I think, seeing as I've got them with me, I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit, if I can find, I'll use one of the little daubers, just so that this stands out. I'm just going to run a little tiny bit of ink.
Oh, somebody, I meant to ask you that. Somebody actually asked about what your mat was.
About what, sorry?
What your mat was.
This is actually our craft mat. So we sell these on the website. They're twice the size of this. I just cut mine in half so it's easy to actually transport when I'm working. It's actually A3 in size. They come rolled up and you'll find them on the... Do you say they are in stock, Johnny? Yeah, in stock. And I just find that the ink... I always used to work on my glass mat. I was a big lover of my glass mat. I still am. But I find that the ink behaves differently on the silicone mat to what it does on the glass mat. Yeah, it pulls better. So that technique that we did when we made the background for that first design, you get that sort of pooling and that sort of watercolour effect better. When you're working on the glass mat, you get it's interesting. It's a different. You get like a veining in it, where it's actually it's sort of like that when it leaves the mat, and it leaves a veining in it. So again, depending on what you're looking for, will depend on, you know, which surface you're going to use.
I know what effect you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
So again, just around the edge, I've just picked some, because I'd got that in my, I knew I'd got it in my box with me. It's just the Oasis. This is actually the pigment ink, but it could just as easily have been the water reactive, just for what I'm doing here. And I just want to highlight that edge so that when it folds back on there, you can actually see that's defined a lot better now.
Yeah, it's not, when it's open, you don't see it very much, but when you fold it back,
yeah,
it's really
I think
visible.
I'm going to actually bring it in a little bit further as well, just to add that bit of detail.
Samantha says, are we doing Christmas until Christmas? I think we're getting towards the end of Christmas. I do think we are running low. I think you will start seeing other things coming in as well. But it's because by the time you've ordered and it's arrived and then you've done your making, you know.
We need time to make our Christmas things, don't we? Which is why
when do you start yours? Mine's about 3 days before Christmas.
Oh gosh, I'm usually get to about the 20th of December and think, yikes, I've not done anything yet because I've been that busy with the work stuff.
Me too.
Yeah,
totally.
It's quite the case, isn't it? If you've got you ask any tradesperson, they never get work done on their own house, do they? It's,
no.
So I'm just going to... Winter Wishes is actually from the stamp set here. So I've taken the winter in the block letters, the wishes in that font, and just made my own little sentiment there. So that's out of that set as well. I'm just going to pop that over the side there. And I said I'd pop the little guy out of the topper sheet when I first started to use, and I've just popped some little foam pads on the back of him there, and we're just going to add him as an accent on the inside of the card. Just take those last little foam pads off, and he's just going to sit amongst the foliage there at the bottom so that we can still see him when the card's open. And then just to finish off, I've actually got some little gems, and I'm just going to pop those in the middle of the snowflakes here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, just with a little bit of the glue there. Whoops. So we'll put I've got different sizes there, so we'll have the little tiny one on there.
Don't you find it's like buttered toast? They always go upside down when you drop them.
I know. It's like I've lost I used to have a little pickup tool for these, and I've lost it. I don't know what I've done with it. It's hiding somewhere. I need to replace it to pick these up because they end up stuck all over you.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to pop those to sort of accent those snowflakes on the way down. And again, if we stand you that one up, really nice and simple, very straightforward. Just letting that die do the work there. You can see if we bring it against the cardstock, that detail on the die.
So pretty.
And then using the paper pad, one of the little toppers, and the stamp set for the set, you can see how easy it all plays together and it all mixes together.
Absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't have to be too complicated at all. Right. Sandra says we can't get to the end of Christmas until we get the Advent calendar. I don't know. I can't comment whether there is an Advent calendar. I've not heard, so we shall wait and see. Okay, now I'm struggling to remember what order Anne-Marie did these in. I think I've got it right. So we're going to go for demo of the show first. So we've got 3 from Hunkydory with the various different ones. This one was her Deco-large. This was the lovely children. I love this with the arch shape. That's gorgeous. All that decoupage on there. So that is number 1. Number 2, I'm going to do it in this order, was the Wren from the card set, the beautiful card set. So that is 2, so that's our Wren. And number 3 was from the other kit. Yeah, the other kit. I've forgotten what it's called now. It was from the Deck the Halls. Thank you, Johnny. Deck the Halls. That's the Deck the Halls. So 1, 2, or 3 from Anne-Marie, and
we've got
4
a lot to choose from
Jan.
today, haven't we? Yeah. So we started out with those magazine elements again. So this one's number 4 with that Merry Christmas stencil there. So that's number 4. Number 5, we went all Halloween with the inks and that silhouette background. So that's number 5. Number 6 was 'Tis the Season. And we created that split card with the stamp and then that foliage garland at the top. So that's number 6.
Yep.
And number 7, we've just finished off with the magazine elements again and the little snowman there for number 7.
Go. We
so
have
that's
been
a lot
busy.
to choose from
It is,
today, isn't it?
1, 2, 7. Please can you vote as quickly as possible? And we've got Susie totting up the comments. So we've had a full house. We've had Taylor this morning, Caitlin at lunchtime, and Susie this afternoon. It's a busy day today. So if you can put your votes in, we'll count those up 1, 2, 7, and we'll see where we go. I'm keeping those in order so that I don't forget. Right, now, if you loved that Halloween project that Jan just did, then you're going to need this Halloween bundle. So this is $34.96 or $45.80 unless you're a platinum member. Or remember, if this is the first time you ordered, we give you that platinum price as an introduction, $27.97 or $36.64. Oh dear, poor Jan. So you're going to get your 6x6 paper pad over here. So this is going to give you 32 sheets, 8 designs, so 8, 6, 34 of each. Yep, work that. Oh, I like that one. Isn't that lovely? That's not too Halloween at all. You've got the cauldrons, you've got the papers. Remember, these are all double-sided. Look at those stripes. I'm thinking of that. You know, if you want to, look at those. Masculine cards. We're always talking about the masculine cards. How perfect are those papers there? Beautiful, lovely designs. Look at that, the Harlequin design, all of those. This is beautiful. Now, you could be making something like that, but if you want it nice and quick and easy, then how quick and perfect is that? Then we've got the pumpkins with the spider's webs on the back, spider's webs on there, more pumpkins, scenes. Look at this, the oranges and the purples coming out. You can see where Jan got her inspiration from. And look at these little scenes that you can snip out. And some more little scenes with elements as well, and the spider's webs on the back. Perfect paper pad. That's one of the nicest Halloween ones I've seen. Then you get in your 3 kits. Now, each one has an embossing folder in, and then you've got a stencil and a die and stamp set as well in each one. So you're getting all of those. They're absolutely perfect. So if you want those, $34.96, $45.80. Now, the other thing you might want to do, you might want to be adding your glitter, you might want to be doing your gilding flakes. Remember, gilding flakes are launching tomorrow, so grab your glue pen set. This is the glue that dries tacky so that you can adhere your glitters, your gilding flakes, your foils, your embossing powders, however you want to do. This is the perfect glue for that. You've got a ballpoint pen, you've got a chisel nib, and you've got a bullet nib as well. Now, nothing's come through just yet. It might be, oh yes it has. Demo of the show. Have you got them in order, Jan?
Have I got them in order?
Yeah. Demo of the show is number 5.
Number 4.
Halloween.
That was Halloween, wasn't it?
Yes.
Thank you very
Halloween.
much, guys. There we go.
Right. May I have that? Oh, shall I? Come and grab that. Sorry, I'm going. Can I borrow that? Thank you very much. Oh, my knees aren't working. We've stood still for a long time. Oh, dear. And I'm sleeping on the top floor of the house tonight.
Oh, hey.
It's going to be hard getting up those stairs, isn't it? Right. Demo 1 for demo of the day is this gorgeous one here with the Deck the Halls and with the acetate pot on. That's number 1. Number 2 is that craft along, and how perfect is that with the gorgeous, gorgeous frosty and bright papers. Do love that one. And also this really good fun one is number 3 is our Halloween. So 1, 2 or 3, please cast your votes as quickly as you can, and we will see which one's going through for demo of the day. Yeah, along with Sarah's that was yesterday. So there we go. Right, just to finish, and it didn't actually, one of the projects from the magazine didn't make it into demo of the day. Never mind. Right. Issue 5 of our Crafters Inspiration. You're going to get your sentiment stamps, you're going to get your stencils, your templates and your die as well. Absolutely jam-packed full. Also, you've got your papers, and as Jan has pointed out, you've got your downloadable papers as well. So your papers are just going to go on and on and on. So much inspiration, so much creativity, all included in here. For that amazing price, if you're a Platinum member, just down there, £10.39 or $15.96. It's absolutely brilliant. Are you a collector of these magazines? Don't miss out on issue 5 while we've still got it in stock. Please do. It's well worth, everything that you get free is well worth that price of £10.39 without the magazine, without the inspiration, without everything else that's included. So please grab that. Look at this. I'm going to show you a couple on the back of here, some of the project centerpieces. There was all that lovely wedding stuff. They've got the soft crafts, you've got die cutting, you've got everything. The lovely little treat boxes, so many things, and exclusive digital content as well. Jan, what is it about these magazines that you think is so great?
I just think there are days, and I think you'll probably appreciate this as well, Corrine, where you sit down in your craft room and you just go blank. You get that crafty mojo's gone off out the window to sunbathe for a little while in the sunshine, and you sit there looking at a blank piece of paper thinking, right, well, I just don't know what to do today. That's where the magazine comes in for me. They're great for just flicking through, getting a little bit of inspiration. Even if you want to use an idea and put your own twist on it, you might want to mix and match it with something in your own stash. It's just there as a base to give you that starting point. So you might see something, oh, I love that, but I'm going to go and do it in a different colourway. I really like that, but I haven't got that die, but I could substitute it for one that you've got in the stash. And sometimes it's just enough to trigger that sort of inspiration again and get you going again.
It's what it's called, Crafters Inspiration, and it's there to inspire you, to start you off. Like you say, you don't have to make them verbatim at all. You can twist them and put your own twist. But it's sometimes, like Jan says, it's having layout ideas or colour combinations and things like that. Eden, thank you for your comments. Much love and thanks, Jan and Corrine, for staying up late for us Cali West Coasters. Made my sick day better. Well, Eden, I hope you're feeling a lot better tomorrow. I hope you don't have to have another sick day tomorrow. Now, demo of the day goes to, you've guessed it, number 2. But apparently, number 3 was very, very close behind. I think a lot of people are loving that. It's the techniques, isn't it? So there we go. Demo of the day goes forward to join Sarah's towards demo of the week later on. So tomorrow, you're not here tomorrow, Jen?
No, I'm off back down the motorway tonight. I think I'm back here on the 13th of September, so a couple of weeks.
Okay, not long at all. But you're at Hobby Maker in between, aren't you? I
am at Hobby Maker on the 7th, yes.
Yes, so not long at all. So we'd look forward to seeing you then. Tomorrow, I'm back. I'm over where Jan is, and I've got Becky Redkin here, so that'll be great. Now, we're going to do lots of things with those gilding flakes and foam and lots more things. She sounded a little bit vague because now we've had some questions about this. Tomorrow night we've got it's not a new show, it's a new title show. It's called Beautiful Beginnings. It's what used to be Creative Cravings, but people didn't always understand what creative cravings mean. So we've renamed it Beautiful Beginnings. So it's all about going back to basics, learning techniques and helping people to get started. Maybe people are on the start of the beginning beautiful beginnings at the beginning of their crafty journey, and we're going to help you along the way with some of our collections. Now I know I've got some iris folding tomorrow. It's all out there. I've got them all stacked up. All my my demos. I have a lot of demos for tomorrow. Iris folding and gilding flakes. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more. But join us tomorrow. So we've got Wake Up Call. We've got our launch day at 2 o'clock, and then we've got our beautiful beginnings. Don't be worried. It's Creative Cravings renamed, so it makes you know what it is. So that's tomorrow. Myself and Becky Redican. Johnny and Charlotte aren't in, I don't think, are they? No? Oh, Johnny's back in. Johnny's in again. So, yes, no peace.
Johnny lives here.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's got a bed in the back and everything.
Right, so until tomorrow, thank you for staying with us. We've stayed an hour later than normal because we've had Hunkydory here today, which has been absolutely great fun. I'll be back tomorrow. Jan will be back next week on Hobby Maker. So until then, have a great evening, and we'll see you in the morning. Good night.